and welcome to the North Kansas City District Stadium in Northtown. Tonight's Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. It's the 29th annual BUnion.com High School All-Star Football Game, put on by the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association, and it's the border war matchup, Kansas versus Missouri. Hi everybody, Kevin Wyke along with Dion Clisso and our entire Spectrum Sports broadcasting crew. And first things first, Dion, it is hotter than donut grease here in Kansas City as we're in the mid-90s with a high humidity level, but at least we're playing this year after last year's game was canceled due to COVID.
Yeah, it's great to be back out here. It's a great facility here at the North Kansas City High School, and I always seem to think like the hottest day of the year to start the year is usually the All-Star game. We play in some pretty good heat, but these guys have been in it for a few days, which is good. So they've got a little bit of acclimation going, so hopefully we'll be able to take enough breaks and get a good football game in.
And as far as the series goes, it's very close, but Kansas has won the last two, Dion.
Yeah, they've looked really good the last 2 years in 18 and 19, and really kind of dominated those games, and Missouri wasn't even close. But Missouri had won 7 straight before that, so this is a chance for Kansas to kind of get that streak going and build upon what they've done the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, you mentioned that Missouri had won 7 straight prior to Kansas winning 2 straight, and they got the home field advantage tonight here in Northtown.
Yeah, this game was supposed to be here last year, and they get to play here this year instead, and I think everybody really likes this stadium. I know you've done games here, I've done games here. You're so close to the action, there is no track, and it's just a fun place to play football, and once that sun goes down, it'll be even better.
It's the 2021 BUnion.com High School All-Star Football Game, and we're back with the coin toss and kickoff from Northtown right after this. The Game of the Week is brought to you by Hy-Vee. They're proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. Good crowd here tonight in Northtown as we just had the coin toss at the 50-yard line as part of the BUnion.com All-Star Game. And Kansas won the coin toss, Dion, and they want the football. So we'll see the Kansas All-Stars offensively first in this game. They're coached by Tom Radke in his 10th year. He was also the 2020 Chiefs Eric Driscoll High School Coach of the Year. All he did was win a 4A state championship as a 9th seed. That's
knocking off
quite a run in the playoffs.
6-time defending champion Bishop Miege, and not shocked that they took the football first in their Paola win during the playoffs. They got the ball, they scored, they onside kicked, and they scored, and Paola could never catch up. So that's definitely something that Coach Radke's got in mind.
And Leon Douglas, head coach from North Kansas City, in his 10th year as the Missouri All-Stars coach, his 4th All-Star game, but it's the first time he is the head coach as Missouri has it on the tee in the all-black uniforms, Kansas in the all-white uniforms, and we are underway from Northtown. This will be returned from near the goal line, and this is Malik Benson from Lansing, and the ball is loose, picked up by a Missouri player. And the fans here in Northtown gotta love it, as that's one of their own making the fumble recovery, Malik Johnson.
Well, I tell you, Benson looked like he had the outside there, was breaking through, and looks like maybe somebody just got a hand out here. Malik Benson is a player, by the way. If you don't know his name, from Lansing, he is a guy to keep an eye out for. Going through here, he just reached back and popped that out. That is such a headsy play. And now Missouri has got the ball first here, and big special teams play to start things off.
Excellent field position, and the offense being run by Wayne Baskerville, offensive coordinator from Platte County, and Walter Taylor IV from Central High School out of the Interscholastic League, starting at quarterback. And this will be Nosa Ohamnu, the center running back who played for Coach DeLong. Short run on their first down run. And
wrapped up by a guy we're going to keep our eyes on all night, probably Ethan Kramer, the Buck Buchanan Award winner from Mill Valley. And I'll tell you, he is something to watch, and he played on both sides of the line for the 2-time state champions over there with Mill Valley.
Going to the Colorado School of Mines. 4.0 student, state wrestling champion. And this is again Ohamnu as he's grabbed by his jersey. Michael Harris from Shawnee Mission Northwest with the jersey tackle.
Yeah, he really ate that spot up and kind of came from around his guy that was blocking him and just pulled him down to the ground. Nice defense so far. Stays on his block. And then there's Kramer to finish it off.
So leaves him 3rd down. And looking at about 6 yards facing this offense, trying to take advantage of a fumble kickoff return. Here's Taylor the 4th, and he fumbles the football. Ball on the field, and it looks like Kansas is on it. So some early turnovers as Kansas gets the fumble recovery, and that's Jack Gossman, the free safety from St. James Academy.
Well, he was a key to what St. James did defensively this year. I know they scored a lot of points and winning some shootouts, but he was a big hitter from the back. But I tell you, Taylor does a good job here. He's got a good vision. Looks like he's going through. Here, there it is, Kramer wrapping him up, and they make another big play. We're going to have to hold on to the ball. I think there's some hot, sweaty, nervous hands out there right now.
Ball comes loose, and Gossman looked like he was sliding into 3rd base, able to cover it up. And we get our first look at the guy they call TB20, Ty Black.
One of my favorite players the last few years.
Shawnee Mission Northwest. We'll have Tyler Bowden in the backfield, the Tonganoxie running back. He was also the Frank Fontano Award winner this year. And there's always some pushing and shoving in this game when you have a border war. As a player lost his helmet.
Yeah, he should have to come off, I think.
I think that is, looks like Jeremy Sharp on the defensive line, the Ray Peck defensive lineman. Yeah, he'll sub out, like Leon mentioned. Jason Skivers from Van Horn replaces him.
Sharp, a member of that state championship run by Ray Peck. Such an impressive defense they had, and really that's what locked down that state title for them.
Ty Black headed to the Air Force Academy on 2nd down and long. Nearly lost his footing. Now throwing a floater on the run. Looking for his tight end, incomplete. That was Braden Kane from Olathe North.
Well, it looked like he had a good spot there and was breaking free. The Missouri defender had a big handful of jersey there. Yeah, Ty loses his footing a little bit, but this is what you see out of Ty Black, the movement. He led his team in rushing and passing. Good touch there. Yeah, and a lot of jersey. So they are letting it play here to start things out. There's nothing wrong with that. Let it play both ways. I think they'll take that.
3rd down and 12. Kansas backed up. Black floats it out of the backfield. This is Bowden. Flag on the play. 1st down is gain. And a flag back near the line of scrimmage as they just floated one to a back out of the backfield. That's Tyler Bowden, who's headed to Washburn. As we'll hear from Alonzo Hood with a holding call as our first penalty of the game.
Well, you see what Ty Black brings you, his ability to move around in that pocket. And he's always looking downfield, though, too. I mean, he could take it off and run, and he could easily have gotten 75, 80 yards a game, but he does such a good job of moving around. And sometimes when you're moving around, your guys will end up holding because you're making things happen and having to go 7 seconds. Steps up in, slides out, and there's Bowden right there. A nice little move there to break that tackle. It's all coming back.
Of course, Ty Black has his father, Bo, his head coach on the high school level, but he is the offensive coordinator in this game.
Last chance for him to coach his son. It's kind of fun. They can have one more game.
They have pretty good communication ties. They're backed up. 3rd down and a country mile. Black buying time, throwing down the field. Pass broken up. Good coverage there by Malik Johnson from North Kansas City. The intended target was Hayden Henderson of DeSoto.
Yeah, that's it's a good look there. And the one thing that the defender did a good job of walling that off, and they kind of had a double thing there. But look what Black did, though. He did a fantastic job of putting it only where his guy could get it. And so take the incompletion, punt it away, try and get out of this hole and go play some defense.
No official punters on the roster for Kansas, so Dakota Burrett from St. James will execute a rugby-style punt after we get a timeout. And And this will be a timeout taken by the Missouri All-Stars.
The hardworking men and women of the building and
Maybe didn't like what they saw there. One thing you'll notice there, that Ray Peck helmet last year. I don't know if you're like me. I'm kind of a uniform and helmet guy.
They went to a new helmet.
They went back to the old RP that they wore back in the day when they won state championships. And I told Coach Martin that I was going to tell Coach Cruz, which I haven't yet because I haven't talked to him about it, that that's what the difference was. They went back to the logo they had when they won the state titles back in the 2000s.
Yeah, they went to the. Well, yeah.
They had that Panther cat on the side for many years.
Yeah. They went back to the old school RP.
Yes.
And, well, you can find Tom right here in the crowd. You go down a few rows in the home side crowd. He's getting a little award tonight, going in the Hall of Fame tonight.
Yeah, I know. I need to tell him that was what they needed to do, was get rid of him, and they went ahead and won that state title.
Sean Martin would probably agree with you.
No, that was a great run. You know, this year was fun, with Ray Peck making a run, St. James making a run. You know, Blue Valley North getting back in there even though they fell. Platte County in the state championship again. They went back-to-back Class 4 and then Class 5. St. Pius X, we were up in the Northland. What a great run by them in the state championship game.
Looks like Jackson and Thornton as Burrett sends it down the field. The returners going to just let it hit. It's a Kansas roll just across midfield.
That's not a bad punt.
Not bad at all.
You got a big bounce out of it.
Yeah.
Had it up there in the air. It's going
to go 47 yards, no return, and the Kansas All-Stars send their defenders out.
Well, we're going to see some different linemen out here this time. You're going to see some good rotations, especially with this heat early on. Get guys in the game, get their legs underneath them, and then especially let them, so they're getting hydrated and staying in the game so nobody gets hurt.
And now we see the Green Valley quarterback, Cole Keller. Tall, skinny, athletic kid headed to Washburn, but a great all-around athlete in basketball, baseball, and football. Wants to pass on first down, and he is going down as he is taken down on the play. There's a nice sack there by the Kansas All-Stars.
Well, they just got up the field here really well. Keller's a good athlete, too. He's a good runner. Led them in rushing. And Dylan Gillespie of Lawrence does a good job of closing that inside down. So when Keller stepped up, there was nowhere to go. Defensive lines have kind of ruled the day right now.
Chase Wilm from Spring Hill records the sack. Number 33, the linebacker. Loss of 4, second down and 14. Montre Moore zigzagging his way, the Winnetonka running back, for a short pickup to near the 46.
Yeah, Moore and Satterwhite, Javon Satterwhite and Joe Thomas are all from Winnetonka on this team. And they had kind of a breakout season this year as well under Coach Benny Palmer, and those guys were a big part of it. But really, you're seeing that defensive line. Those three in the front are doing a good job, and it's allowing those linebackers to flow. And they're closing down on those guys, and they're not getting much going even through the line.
Montre wants to get into sports broadcasting, and he wants to be a camera operator. So I said, well, there's going to be plenty of guys you can talk to after the game. It might be a little sweaty as they're working in the hot elements here in Northtown, but I'm sure they'd be glad to talk to you about the field. As now on third down and long, and a busted play, and Keller is blown up. And that would be Corey Macon, the defensive end from Piper High School.
Yeah, that thing broke down, and Macon was right there on him. And Macon is a big, strong athlete. Academic letter as well.
He's going to Highland Community College, the guy they call CMAC.
17 tackles for loss. Shows he's in the mix here. Just comes right off and just blows past the tackle, and Keller's really got no chance.
Now the Missouri All-Stars in punt formation, they have a punter, Ethan Brown, who averaged 38 yards per punt for Liberty. In punt formation, Jimmy White is the deep man to return this. And takes a nice roll inside the 20-yard line where it's touchdown. And, well, we've had each team with some turnovers. As Take a look at Ethan Brown, who's headed to UCM to play college football.
Yeah, they had a really good kicking game, and both the kickers from Liberty are in this game. Alex Rochkob. Now you tell me how to say it. You've said it before.
Rochkob is the kicker, yeah.
His dad, I know his dad from soccer. His dad is the soccer coach, and he is an amazing kicker as well. So,
well, Kansas will start inside their own 20, and not much offense. Usually, the defense does prevail early in this one. Take a look at Justin Mitchell getting lined up, and here's the elusive Jimmy White from St. James Academy, and he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's a spunky guy. He's also headed to the Air Force Academy along with Ty Black.
Yeah, Tim Dorsey came in at quarterback here from Bishop Miege, and Jimmy White is a guy that really was the final piece over at St. James this year when he came over from Piper, and really was a big star for them as they went on to that state championship.
Dorsey, the Bishop Miege quarterback that's headed to Illinois State.
Come on, bro. Hey, look in, man.
And encroachment on the defense.
Best offensive play for Kansas so far, 5 yards there, outside of the one that got called back for penalty. Well, you know, this is kind of fun because, you know, Radke and Bo Black are calling the offense. Tom's an offensive guy, and Leon is a defensive guy. And
Dorsey to throw, and finds his tight end, Kane from Olathe North. He fumbles the football, picked up off the ground, and this is David Lewis from Staley, and it'll be a touchdown defensively to start the game. David Lewis, a scoop and score, and Missouri strikes first.
Well, it looked like they'd gotten that first down. A great play by Kane after a nice throw by Dorsey. But another strip, and they pick it up, and Lewis takes it in for the touchdown. And there's a lot of going for the strip on early in this game. Both teams are looking to make something happen. And those are effort plays. And you never know in an all-star game, you know, these guys are all effort guys. They're here for a reason. But you don't know. You don't know it's an all-star game, how much they're going to be bought in. You know, sometimes there's guys who are so bought in, you got to take them off the field. You know. I can remember doing an all-star game at Lee Summit North, and some of the Fort Osage kids were laying the wood on the kickoff.
Oh, yeah. It's... Yeah,
they
I
came to play.
You better strap your chin strap tight because there's a lot of hitting in this game. Here's the aforementioned Liberty kicker, Alex Rochkob. He will try to tack on the extra point, and it's blocked. Boy,
looked like Ethan Kramer in there. He was running through there.
Extra point is blocked.
Let's go back to the fumble by the tight end, and David Lewis with a defensive touchdown for the Missouri All-Stars.
Looking, and boy, just helmet on the ball, and it comes free. That's textbook on how to make it happen. Right there.
Looked like Sweeney from Park Hill.
Yeah.
The linebacker, their leading tackler, Sam Sweeney. And now, after the score, we're going to have a hydration break. We're all involved, players, fans, broadcast crew.
That shadow's creeping. It's getting there. The new building that's behind this stadium helps to kind of get the sun down a little bit faster than it used to be.
And we're back. More of the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here from Northtown right after this.
Really haven't had anything outside the 20, so they got to hope for a good return here.
Rochkob, the kick. This will be Mitchell with a fair catch just inside the 20-yard line from Shawnee Mission Northwest. And the Kansas offense, two early turnovers in this ball game. I guess they're special teams with the first one and the offense with the second one. But see if they can get on track with their offense. Once again, Bo Black is the head coach. He told me a funny story. He said, I said, I first met you when you were at Great Bend and you played Blue Valley for a championship. He said, you know what's funny about that? The quarterback was Zach Rampy. Guess who my quarterback's coach was this year?
Yeah.
Coaching my own son. Yep. It was Zach Rampy helping his son. Take a look at Dakota Burrett from St. James Academy. Headed to Kansas State University. That's upset in itself. Screen pass, Mitchell from Shawnee Mission Northwest. And he's taken down. Nice tackle and space there just across the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that could have been a much bigger play. Mitchell's a great play. He was basically one of the top guys for Ty Black this year. Shawnee Mission Northwest the last few years has been a team that's been improving with that senior class that they graduated.
And there you see Alex Goodpaster will signal in the plays. Shawnee Mission Northwest coach. I say it's an upset for Burrett to go to K-State. His mom's in the KU Track Hall of Fame. His dad played football at KU. I said, how did you end up in Manhattan? He said, I just liked it better. My parents are good with it, but they will not wear purple, he said. Inside give for short yardage. And a nice stop there by Cameron Millhouse from Hogan Prep.
Yeah, that defensive line again looks good there. 11 was running back Keenan Brown on the carry. You see in the skill guys getting rotated in as well.
Now facing 3rd down and 6. 4 receivers deployed. Burrett, time to throw. Slant is caught by Malik Benson, and that's a Kansas first down across the 30.
Yeah, he's a big guy in space, and that's one of the guys that Coach Radke talked about. You know, some of these guys they see or they maybe play against, but when they get a chance to see him in practice, he was talking him up. He's like, man, if we get him in space and get him the ball, we got a chance for good things to happen.
He's been standing out in the all-star practices the last couple weeks. He's headed to Hutch Community College. College football. Burrett will just throw this one away and reaches the bleachers here on the home side. No flags down, I don't think, unless one's going to come out late. There's a flag further down the field.
And there's one on the opposite side, too.
Okay. So again, Alonzo Hood working the game with Vaughn Taylor, Sam Rourke, Jesse Hall, and Andrew Metcalf on a hot night in Northtown. So props to them for giving up their Thursday evening to work this game.
Wondering if there's 2 fouls, because that one dropped way over there on the far sideline, right in front of Kansas bench.
Flag was picked up.
So we have a decision.
It's an incomplete pass.
I seem to hear a cheer from the visiting side, the Kansas All-Star side. So let's see if they...
That's what I wondered. Yeah, I wonder if it's like a pass interference, whole defense. I'm wondering on the intentional grounding, because I don't know if it got back to the line of scrimmage. It was close, but I think it got to about the 30, and the line of the scrimmage is 33.
2 flags on the play. Offensive pass interference was declined. Intentional grounding was accepted.
Oh.
Okay.
So definitely the offensive pass interference right there.
Right.
And then see, he rolls out here, and I don't think the ball gets back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, he's at the 20. I think that thing got to about the 30. So, again, it's spot of the foul, kind of. It's 10 yards. Should be loss of down as well, but maybe it's different high school than it is. Taking a while to get this one figured out. But if you're Kansas, though, you got to figure out a way to get out of this hole. I mean, you put the ball on the ground twice. They put the ball on the ground once. You need some first downs and some confidence. Second down, yeah. It's lost it down on. So here we go. Let's see what Bird.
So
we got Mitchell out there.
I think we've sorted out second down and 20, ball at the 23-yard line. Empty set for Burritt. Thunder quarterback. A nice reaching grab there by Justin Mitchell from Shawnee Mission Northwest, headed to Dodge City Community College. Kind of reminds me, I said to him at practice, I said, you don't have the huge biceps, a little Christian McCaffrey with the receiving skills.
And it was a little out in front of him, so he made the good catch. But Burt really just stepped up and threw a nice pass there. If he hits him just a hair more in stride, Mitchell at speed, he's got a chance to get out to the outside and make a really big play. But now they're back in the 3rd and 6. It's a little more manageable, and they're sniffing the 40-yard line for the first time.
Watches football movies before he plays a football game to get him in the right mood before a game. That's interesting. Now 3rd down and manageable. 3rd and 6. Quick pass in the flat. It's caught. And the receiver.
It's a good spot here.
Yeah.
Pass complete from
Looks like
Burritt
Ethan Reynolds from Gardner Edgerton.
Well, and that's,
got the first down.
You don't have a lot of receivers from Gardner Edgerton the last few years, but last year they started throwing the ball, and he had a good season for them. Just a little stop and go. Mitchell gets in front of his guy just enough to get Reynolds enough room there to get it. Now, I did notice that they were having to get Malik Benson off the field because he was getting a little heated. So whatever's going on there, he's back on now. But
ball at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10. As Keenan Brown from Leavenworth. Not going to get out of the backfield as he is taken down.
Keenan Brown.
Adrian Block out of
Lisa North.
Big defensive end there. And again, they're 2nd and long behind the chains.
Tackle made by Adrian Block.
Guard tries to pull over, just doesn't get him.
3-yard loss, 2nd and 13.
Block headed to Iowa Central. Played college football, studies sociology.
They jumped.
And this time it's Block in the neutral zone.
A little hard count there by Burr. See what you see, though, that defensive line is aggressive, and those linebackers are coming up. They're trying to send 5-6 every time. I mean, that's why they've kind of shut down the run game. They've just flooded the zone with guys. They've been successful throwing the ball, little quick hitters over the middle and outs, and that's what they kind of need to keep doing here. But Leon Douglas is bringing the pressure. There's no doubt about that. He feels like his guys can cover. Let's bring more than they have.
2nd down and 8. Running to the short side of the field with Keenan Brown, who had 1,200 total yards at senior year, headed to Mid-American Nazarene University.
Got a good seal on the edge there, and Brown hit the side, got upfield.
Going to study criminal justice, wants to be a police officer. Big down and distance here.
Yeah, this is a big one for them. I mean, even if they don't get it, they got a chance to pin deep. But you want to be able to put something on the board here, at least get something good going.
Quick pass, and behind Mitchell, and nearly on the rebound, intercepted. As there was a lot of black shirts there. Sean Mitchell, probably the closest from Van Horn High School.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a situation of your red key. You got to think about what you want to do here. Burt had a pretty good punt last time, and this is in the range where he could throw up a 35-yarder and you could pin him deep. But you also make him think about it. With him playing quarterback, you can call just about anything out here.
On 4th down, Burritt, he'll decide to send it down the field. This will be Jermel Jackson. Kind of watches it trickle inside the 10-yard line, out at the 7-yard line.
Wow, that's well executed there. It looked like they were going to go, and he rolled out. And I was like, I don't know what you're looking for, because there was nobody open, and he just rolled that thing down the sideline here.
42 yards of
looks
precision.
like he's going. And then last second, nice spin on that, so it goes.
The coaches are wearing tonight are provided by MD2 Sports, serving the area since 2006.
And it looks like it's Javon Satterwhite's turn to run the offense, the Winnetonka quarterback. And boy, he set some records there for the Griffins. It's a kind of a bowling ball style body, but this guy can run it, he can pass it, and broke a lot of their quarterback records there. Start an inside run, and that's his own running back, Montre Moore, fighting his way.
Well, you're talking about a guy here who makes this play on the Kansas side is Brandon Martin, the Bobby Bell winner from Tonganoxie. Comes in here at the end.
Check that last run. That was Aiden Holt from Belton High School.
Tonganoxie had a great year this year as well, and a pretty balanced 4A. You had Tonganoxie, Baser, Paola, of course, Miasian, St. James with the winner.
And this is Aiden Holt.
Another good run.
Well, I was told was going to play wide receiver tonight, so apologize.
I think there's some guys who can move around, and I think they like that flexibility. And this is a good first two plays here. They're keeping it on the ground. Satterwhite is a threat to run, so that zone read type look as we wind down the first quarter.
A defensive score by Missouri, the difference here in the 2021 BUnion.com Kansas versus Missouri All-Star football game. It's a hot one in Northtown. Back with the second quarter on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Ready for the start of the second quarter on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Kevin White, Dion Clisso, and our entire Spectrum Sports broadcasting crew bringing you June football. These are graduates of the 2021 class. Some, their final game. Others will go on to play college football. And it's a very special night. We're going to have a Hall of Fame induction of the 2020 class. If we weren't able to do that, we got some big names here, Dion, as far as you mentioned Tom Cruise, but one of his star players, Chase Kaufman.
Yeah, saw Chase earlier, and looks like he can go play right now.
Yeah, he's in great shape. One of your colleagues, Bill Althouse from the Examiner, is being honored.
Years. Number
of coaches, so that's part of the festivities here tonight.
Buddy Young, former Blue Springs South, North Kansas City coach. Coached a lot of games in this stadium.
Best tan on a coach.
Always. Well, he lives at a lake now, so that makes it easy for him.
Keep the tan.
He used to live near a good friend of ours. We'd see him every once in a while when we were over there.
Satterwhite, and this is Ohamnu, and there's your guy, Kramer from Mill Valley, and now this is what the coaches tried to address, that this would get emotional and there would be frustration. And it's going to be 95 degrees out there. And Brandon Martin, number 46, blatantly knocked down a Missouri player, the Bobby Bell winner.
Yeah, they got to stop at the whistle. That's what causes everything. Yeah, the Missouri guy's going to get it, even though the Kansas guy's going to get it, and the Missouri guy was playing past the whistle.
Well, he's just trying to help out a teammate there, as Martin flying in there to help his teammate that was engaged, Bryce Johnson. Martin headed to Butler, named the top linebacker in the metro area. 2020 Bobby Bell Award winner from Tonganoxie.
Well, that's a big break for Missouri there.
Gets him out of a hole.
Yeah, get out of a hole, and they're really running the ball well. So they could probably stay with that, because a few times Keller went back or Taylor, they really didn't have much pass protection. So it looks like they're offensive line is maybe built for a little more run game.
Javon Satterwhite headed to William Jewell, the quarterback, going to study business. He's a multi-dimensional. I mean, he's a runner, passer. He can do it all.
And then Kansas jumps off there on the edge. Maybe somebody moved. It looked like that left side defensive end. Oh, 71 black, I heard. Motion. Justin Sasser from Raytown. That's one of those things that's tough, that timing. If you try and do any kind of, you know, hard counts and things like that, it could, oh, just a flinch, man. It's tough. He's a big boy. It's tough to keep that all steady up there.
The All-State offensive and defensive lineman.
He's matching up right now with Nico Taylor, the big defensive end from Blue Valley North, number 15.
And Nico is an excellent pass rusher, headed to Hutch Community College.
Winning national champions.
Yep. His team won a basketball state championship at Blue Valley North. As here's Satterwhite throwing near side, and the pass is complete. That's Colby Rollins, the outstanding wide receiver from Platte County High School.
Platte County always has a quarterback, and they always got some receivers.
Well, this guy put up some big numbers as they were the state runners-up in their class, but he was their top target, headed to Arkansas Tech. He and quarterback Runke had a good connection there.
Yeah. It's a good run for Coach Oots and his staff the last few years. They went down to Webb City. They got the semifinal win. That's
huge.
That's a marquee win.
Remember, they were Class 5 last year.
Yes.
They usually float in the 4-3 range, but Satterwhite on second down.
All kinds of running room here.
Here's the pocket. Now going to throw to the sideline, and the pass is complete near midfield. Although the receiver caught the ball and went backwards to the 45-yard line.
There's something that's got the Kansas sideline upset.
And the catch was made there by,
what they're calling a hold there on the edge, maybe they think it happened.
looked like Anthony Wilson with the catch.
Just an all-star game, and he seems pretty intense, doesn't he?
Well, I did mention to him that Kansas has won the last two, and no pressure, but you got to keep the winning streak going. I said, thanks a lot. Just what I need.
Well, and it's, you know, both these guys, Leon Douglas and Tom Radke, are board members on the association. Radke's a past president. They're good friends. I mean, there's a lot of respect there, but they definitely are two of the most, I mean, they're all competitive if they're doing that job, but these are two of the most competitive guys out there, intense. Got the sunglasses.
First and 10 from the 45-yard line, and this is Montre Moore, and he is swallowed up for a loss.
Corey Mencken again from Piper.
A lot of penetration.
Well, I tell you, you've got Nico Taylor, and Corey Mencken. You've got some big athletic D ends. You throw in there Leo Clinton from Blue Valley Northwest. They've really got to. They went after a type, it seems like, when it came to their defense. They wanted big, tall, long defensive ends to get in there, and they're making an impact already. Blue Valley Northwest, a team that really had a breakthrough year this year, and look for them to be very good this next year. That was a lot of juniors on that team. Mikey Pauley, their quarterback, Clinton Ryder, coach there, so look out for the Huskies.
Clint Ryder on the Kansas All-Star staff.
Yes. Done a great job with that program.
Second down and long, Satterwhite directing traffic and now throwing into the Kansas All-Stars bench area. And the crowd is right there. You get the crowd is right on top of you. This is, I mean, fans can make their own play calls from those seats there in the front row.
If you like high school football, you need to find your way up here and either sit on the visitor side where you're really close, or the home side because it's a great grandstand. You're in the action on the visitor side. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Satterwhite. He does a good job of keeping. All these guys are really, I mean, this is kind of the way things are, but they're all looking downfield. No one's taking off.
Corey Macon again with the quarterback pressure. Third down and 13. Play clock issue coming up, and they will call a timeout.
That's their second timeout.
Timeout. Showy State.
I want to say thanks to the folks at the McCarthy Auto Group doing those 22 scholarship winners. And I know one of them, Owen Carrillo.
Yeah, from Liberty.
Yeah. He's headed to the U.S. Naval Academy, going to Annapolis, studying mechanical engineering. What a great kid. He won one of those scholarships. Once again, thanks to the McCarthy Auto Group.
Yes, they do a fantastic job every year. And, you know, doing that event is always fun. And reading those bios, I MC it most years. I didn't this year. But I did put the bios together for Brian Johnson, my partner, who did it for me. And it's just amazing to see what these guys do. The grade point averages and their scores, what they do off the field. You know, it was interesting this year doing the bios of those guys, and I think it's like that for everybody. There wasn't as much off the field just because we weren't doing that stuff this year. But that's not an insult to these guys who were seniors who won that scholarship, because they were pretty much plate full no matter what. I think it's a hats off to every educator and student who worked their way through a year like this and tried to get kids back into school where they could in spots. And I know some places were in and some places weren't. But as a parent, I know a parent and a husband of an educator, hats off to everyone involved in that industry.
His son is Sam. This is father, Pat Butler, the athletic director at Olathe West.
Yeah, good guy. I don't think that hat's going to make it all the way through the game, though.
Yeah, he was the athletic director of the year. Congratulations to him. His son Sam is playing linebacker in this game, and the screen pass is blown up, as that was Nolan Gray from Olathe North reading the screen and making the stop.
Well, and there's where you see something that's great about the All-Star game. Gray gets in there, and then also right behind him is Adam Callahan from Baldwin. So you got Baldwin, one of the smallest schools in the metro, playing right next to Olathe North guy, perennial, one of the bigger schools, and they're making the play together. And you see guys, doesn't matter what size school you go to, you can play.
Punt formation now for the Missouri All-Stars on 4th down and 14. As Ethan Brown from Liberty to punt it away. Deep back inside the 30, Jimmy White from St. James Academy.
Watch what happens when he gets the ball.
He is electric, and they're going to punt it to him, but he's just going to let this one hit, and it takes a couple of rolls before Jimmy. Yeah, the referee got taken down. Everybody a little shocked that Jimmy decided to field that.
He was waiting on it there, and he thought, I've got him off guard. Got the official in the wash.
Everybody thinks this ball's just going to roll down the field.
And I'm not going to do anything. He thought he could maybe get to the edge there. Oh, official trying to get out of the way. He had a touchdown run in the state championship game where he went back about 20 yards, reverse course, and broke back the other way for about a 65-yard run. Ran about 90 on it.
Yeah, he put up huge numbers, 2,300 total yards, 28 touchdowns. Transfer from Piper. Had an older brother play in this game, LaMoses. As Ty Black back in the game, shooting one down the field, and a leaping grab. What a catch there by Dorian Stevens from Blue Valley.
That's into double coverage. A great look there, and that could have gone either way, but Stevens goes up and gets it. Black sets in the pocket there. He's got plenty of time. Nice throw. Stevens makes an adjustment there. It's kind of a little short. It's a good ball there.
Goes for 30 yards and a first down. Dorian Stevens headed to Butler Community College and eventually wants to end up at Kansas State University. He's going to study sports science. Quick snap, little gadget play. They give it off to Reynolds, and he's blown up in the backfield as Missouri was ready for that nice gadget play. As making the stop was Christopher Thornton from East High School.
And he was a guy who made big numbers on the offensive side for East this year, stepping up, using his quickness to play defense, and you know he played good defense as well. But look at this little backside handoff. Reynolds gets there, Thornton stays home and makes the play.
Thornton had 9 interceptions as a junior
Yeah.
at East, so he's put up huge numbers.
He's a good defensive player, too.
Second down and long. Flare pass to Mitchell. Gets a block. Flag is down. And he goes down near the 39-yard line. As making the stop there was Sean Mitchell and also Kendrick Stone. Or check that, Kendrick Stone from Staley, as we've got a penalty flag coming up on Missouri. That'd be a roughing the passer.
Yeah.
So now a big penalty issued on Missouri, getting Kansas some excellent field
Well, and they
position.
played good defense here and kind of slowed down. They had that big play and were looking pretty good. Gets the ball out here.
Just a late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah. Took about 3 steps into him. I mean, that's kind of, you got to pull up there.
So with the walk-off, it'll be 1st and 10. Quarterback read option. The quarterback going to keep it, and Black's a very good runner as he dashes inside the 35-yard line. I mean, here's a guy that rushed for 1,600 yards, DeAnda, in his career. I mean, he's a good runner of the football.
Well, design run here, and after the fake, he does a good job of being patient. Lets things kind of sit in front of him. Malik Benson makes a nice block there, and then does what all people who are running the ball do, falls forward. And his big frame there, he's going to get an extra yard or 2 falling forward.
Team went 6-2, tied for 1st in the Sunflower League. And TB20 was a Simone finalist, as this is a little screen pass to Bowden from Tonganoxie, breaking a tackle, trying to keep his balance as he goes out of bounds. Let's see where they're spotting him. It looks like they're spotting him near the 15-yard line. As you take a look at Tyler Bowden, the running back out of Tonganoxie.
Well, I know they wanted to get him out in space and not maybe necessarily have him between the tackles. A little screen pass here. Reynolds makes a nice block there on the edge. So does Kyan Jackson out of Sumner to help free him. And then when you see him, he gets downfield. He's got all kinds of quickness.
And confusion on the Kansas offense as players were coming in, players were shuffling out. They will burn their first time out.
Adrenaline Fundraising is a proud sponsor of the GKC FCA.
There's Coach Radke, Coach Black there.
He's got his lucky Shawnee Mission Northwest hat on.
You know, I first day of practice on the Kansas side, I went out and Shawnee Mission Northwest and talked with Coach Black, and you know, it was tough. They didn't know if they were going to play, when they were going to play. They were able to get 8 regular season games in, and it is what it is. And they went out and played some teams. They played Aquinas, and that was a great game. That was right down to the end. Aquinas and Shawnee Mission Northwest, and it's good to see Shawnee Mission Northwest do well. That's a program that had decent success, 2008, 9, 10, 11, and fallen on hard times a little bit. And Bo Black had got there, and he's really turned that program around. There's Justin Mitchell, one of the guys. And this group is a group of guys that all played together. Black and Mitchell know each other really well.
Also Philip Vesta from Shawnee Mission Northwest playing in this game. So a lot of Cougars in the ball game. So after a timeout, 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Deepest penetration by the Kansas All-Stars.
And another jump.
And it's blocked. The defensive end from Lee Summit North.
Penalties have been a bit of an issue on both squads right here. And, we'd love to say don't call anything, but when you're jumping off sides, you're jumping off sides. There's nothing you can do. When you take 3 steps and hit a quarterback, you gotta. And we can talk about holds and, pass interferences and, more subtle calls, but
this is an empty set for Ty Black. And going to the Air Force Academy. I think he's leaving like 4 days after this game to Colorado Springs. He'll throw on the run into the end zone.
Oh.
Mitchell can't hang on. It's incomplete. Looks like Thornton had the coverage there for the Missouri All-Stars.
let's see what he had to look at there. Almost a great catch by Mitchell with a guy draped all over him here. Yeah, Black had a lot of green in front of him, there's no doubt. But that's what all these guys have done. They're looking downfield. They're trying to make plays happen. Black's big run was a design run.
Now 2nd down and 5. Jimmy White dodging tackled and throws it while he's on the ground. Unfortunately, his knee was down. And, well, Jimmy's
decided that he's going to keep the play alive as long as humanly possible. He came here to play football, and he's going to keep those seconds ticking.
No gain on the play, 3rd and 5.
Jimmy likes to keep it exciting, doesn't he?
Yeah. Read well here, though.
Like Birdwell from Blue Springs South.
Skivers, I think, from Van Horn.
Yep. Throwing to the end zone. Stevens trying to reach over the defender, and pass sails incomplete. Nice coverage by Gunnar Griffin from Ray Peck.
Remember that outstanding Ray Peck defense. And, you know, Stevens made that play last time. This is just your basic end zone fade. I know how football fans love to fade. There's always plenty of discussion about that.
Well, they're going to go for it on 4th down and 6. We think they did add a kicker late in the All-Star practices process.
Andrew Young from over the South.
Adam Young. That pass intercepted by Chris Thornton. Is he going to bring it out? Yes, he is. I don't know why he did that. As Malik Benson makes the stop, I think they're going to have it at the 1 yard line.
Oh, yeah, he gave it the 1 yard line.
Well, nice interception. Chris Thornton from East High School.
He just stepped in front of that. Was well covered all the way there. That's a ball I'm sure Black wish he had back.
Turnover number 3 by the Kansas All-Stars.
Oh, a tip up in the air. Stays with it when he gets hit by Stevens. Almost gets out to the 1. Forward progress is stopped. Just a hand that had the inside position. Good concentration to knock that thing and get it back up. And now Missouri's got 99 yards in front of them. The one thing you could say about Kansas, they've turned it over 3 times, but their defense has played outstanding. They've given up hardly anything.
Kansas fumbled the opening kickoff. Since then, 2 more turnovers, a fumble, and an interception, and Missouri backed up. And in this place, in this tight setting, you have the fans right there breathing down your neck in Northtown.
I mean, Missouri's right now is sitting at about 20 yards of total offense. I mean, Kansas has 100.
This is going to be Taylor the 4th, and this play going to be blown up for a safety. A defensive score as the Kansas All-Stars able to tackle the running back in there, and that's Adam Callahan, the Baldwin linebacker, who's celebrating as
we called his name earlier.
He got a tackle for a loss and got 2 points on the board for the Kansas All-Stars. Oh, when you're backed up at your 1, that's what you're always worried about. You see a lot of teams' quarterbacks sneak out of there to just get some breathing room, but instead they give it off to Aiden Holt, and there he is, Callahan with the penetration and the 2-pointer.
Look at that emotion. That's great. Another big play, and now they got a chance here. 4:54. You've got plenty of time to get a little drive here. Talk about 4-minute offense, trying to close out a half. This is a good spot for Kansas.
A free kick coming up, so the Kansas squad will get it. Callahan headed to William Jewell, all-frontier linebacker for the Bulldogs. Playing for Coach Bowen there.
Baldwin has a new coach this year, some guy by the name of Bob Lisher.
Oh, well, Bob's back into the game again. Well, he's the last one to win in 2019 as the Kansas All-Stars coach.
He's won in 2010 and 2019. Yeah. He's won it twice.
Well, good to see Bob just couldn't stay away, huh?
Yeah, you know, when you take that retirement, you can still do a certain amount of hours, and if a school district's willing to do that, and if you got a guy like Bob Lisher who's forgotten more than a lot know and is organized and does a great job. And one thing I loved about Free State, man, they would they would graduate a dual threat quarterback and have another one the next year, and it didn't seem to matter. They knew how to find those kids. They ran their system great.
Well,
always physical, a big lineman.
Decided to kick it off the tee on the free kick. Most teams will punt it on the free kick, and then squib it down the field. And this will be Malik Benson from the 27. Malik with running room. Malik with speed. And the kicker's got to get him. And he does not. Touchdown, Kansas All-Stars, Malik Benson. It'll go 73 yards on the free kick return.
Well, and he goes back there, and you see him trying to decide who's going to get that ball. And we'll see it here on the thing. It's him and Jimmy White. They kicked it on the ground. Sometimes it's hard to get your thing set up. What you don't see right there is Jimmy White laying a block to get him the edge, and then it's off to the races in that big, long stride. Rochkow tries to get in there, and a big swing right here.
Well, just when you thought Kansas was in trouble, they drove it down and threw an interception in the red zone. They've struck with 8 unanswered points. PAT coming here from the Olathe South kicker, who said he would love a backdrop to kick to. And there you see the high school as his backdrop and a concession area. And this is Adam Young driving it through, and just like that, Kansas, after trailing through most of the first half, now has a lead late here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they grabbed that 3-point lead, and it's just a snap of the fingers. They went from 6 down to 3 up. And I'll tell you, it's a big momentum swing because the Missouri offense hasn't done much. Here you go. Look at Jimmy White here, right there. It's a collision, but it's a big one, and then he runs past the other guy on the outside, and they're all bunched up in the middle, and only the kicker. And he's in a size matchup there. He's not going to win that against a Malik Benson. And once he got going, he's a big, long, striding guy. Coach Radke talked about him and said, this is a guy we really like what he's brought to the table.
This guy is a 10-3-6 100-yard sprinter in track, so he can, once those long legs get going, he can pick him up and put him down. And deep back will be Kendrick Stone from Staley High School to turn this kick. He's a very good basketball player. He's young, ascended back to the Missouri All-Stars.
We got a little flipped around here.
Yep. We're going to put it from the wrong
it is an all-star game. Lost a little track there where we were. A lot happened in the last few minutes.
So they'll move to the other 40. And kick to the south direction.
You know, they did a great job on the uniforms this year. NB2 Sports is a partner with the Coaches Association, and you know, it's in the day of uniforms that are crazy in some spots. You can't read the numbers. Really nice looks for both schools this year. I mean, you were talking earlier that Kansas jersey, though I would never wear a Kansas jersey. Oh, and they're going onside.
Onside kick. It's touched before it got the 10 yards, and now flags are down. And
well, we talked about Coach Radke doing that against Payola in a playoff game.
Yep.
They're thinking they've got momentum right here. That's another thing. Your defense is playing so well. What if who cares if you give it up at midfield? Look, he wanted that.
Looked like it was touched by a Kansas All-Star before it went the necessary 10 yards. As the officiating crew, headed by Alonzo Hood, will sort it out. So illegal touching Kansas. Got to go to the 50-yard line, and
they hit the number 8 there. Dylan Ward from Lansing, the linebacker.
We'll make it 1st and 10, Missouri, from the Kansas 48-yard line.
So Kansas rolls the dice. It doesn't work. Missouri will get it. on the plus 48. As the Green Valley quarterback Keller wants to go down the field and incomplete. It looks like they were looking for the wide receiver Eric Avery from Park Hill South. Peyton Moore from Shawnee Mission West had the coverage.
Park Hill South had another good leader last year. You know, in Class 5, Class 4 on the Kansas side, 4A on the Kansas side, and Class 5 on the Missouri side, we're as deep that we've seen in a long time. A lot of good teams. Their playoffs were great this year. It wasn't just a Staley or a Fort Osage on the Missouri side. You had Park Hill South. You had Platte County at Green Valley. Both those teams moved up. And we talked about Paola and Baser Linwood. Lansing was down in 4A this year. That's another team that was a pretty solid squad. Those are the fun years. I mean, dominant teams are fun, are good, and they're exciting. But when you've got a lot of teams, you got great games every week.
Second down and 10. Quick pass.
Nate Morse there.
Yeah, little wide receiver from.
He's a tiny guy, but he can really get up the field. Made a lot of big plays with the Tigers this year.
42 catches, touchdowns.
Seeing highlights of him and in the stat sheet every week.
Use him on special teams as well for Coach Thomas.
A guy I hadn't seen in person and had been told he was not very big, and he is not very big. He gets everything out of what he's got.
Headed to Iowa Central, study physical therapy and play college football. And it's now third down and 5. And Morris coming on the field. The lineup looks like in the slot. Well, no, he's going to switch sides here. Play clock winding down. As Keller needs to hustle it, and he does not. Delay of game on the Missouri All-Stars.
I think in the NFL they would have let him have that. It seems like it has to go 0-0-0-0 before they throw that flag in the NFL. He was hit that flag in his hand, ready to go. Again, here it is, Missouri offense again in third and long, whether it's self-inflicted or good defensive plays. They had some success with the running game.
And it'll be a Kansas timeout, their second.
Yeah, I think maybe they wanted to talk it over on that 3rd and 10, so 3rd and 5.
They've got the momentum right now.
They get a stop here, yeah. Because they want to try and get a score here because Missouri gets the ball to start the second half.
Coming up, Hy-Vee at the half, numbers and highlights, and also your Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame class going to be inducted. Stay for that. Good crowd here tonight. See the stadium, and then you see the new facilities behind the stadium, which used to be a parking lot. Now they've got a immaculate gym, a practice gym, a weight room, classrooms, state of the art. Jeff Lacey, the girls basketball coach, had a nice youth girls basketball camp going on, and of course they welcome in Ed Fritz as their new boys basketball coach here in Northtown, and they're very excited about that. And his track record of state championships, wins. Well, after the timeout, let's see if Kansas can get the stop. Let's see if they bring the pressure on 3rd down and 10. Keller with an empty set, stepping up, and just got caught there. Nice play there, as that's Brandon Martin from Tonganoxie. That's a saving stop.
Yeah, because he had 15 yards wide open in front of him there. And you see what we're talking about. Keller's a guy who can make plays. He looks like he's dead in the backfield here, slips out, tripped, and then Martin stays, breaks down, makes a great open field tackle. And they're going.
No hesitation at all on 4th down and 4 from the 42. Quick pass caught by Morris.
It's Avery.
Avery, yeah, check that. Sorry, Avery with the catch, and inside the 30-yard line for the Missouri All-Stars, 1st down.
You know, that looks like your old two-hand touch play in the backyard. You got 2 guys there. You tell them to go down, turn, and look. One of them will be open. Made the defensive back, Peyton Moore from Shawnee Mission West, make a choice. You're Missouri, you want to get this score here.
Keller buying time, throwing into the end zone and through the hands of Avery, and then hit a Kansas All-Star, looked like in his shoulder pad, and it falls incomplete. All that for nothing.
Keller saw something. That's always dangerous, rolling to your right, throwing across your body over the middle late.
Looked like Philip Vesta nearly had the interception here.
Avery keeps working, slides back. It's off his hands. Oh.
Looked like that was Rajon Hill, number 11 from Staley, headed to Toledo. Deflected that, and Vesta almost got it on the rebound. By the way, I think we got one more year of numbers the same color as the jerseys. I think both state associations are outlawing this.
Ah.
Now, they're easy to see, though.
If they're done right, they're easy to see. But
yeah. I think that situation is going to be rectified by the state associations. This is Aiden Holt from Belton with a pounding run down near the 20-yard line. He'll get about 8 yards on that carry.
Big physical tailback for them.
That'll leave them.
Belton had a bounce back year this year as well.
Yeah, they really did. Great job by Coach Vaughn and the Pirates. And third down and short. They go with Holt, and he's not going to get there.
Leo Clinton finishes that up from Blue Valley Northwest.
Defensive end. Headed to Hutch Community College. Well,
clock ticking. I think you're going here.
They didn't hesitate last time on fourth down.
They do have a good kicker if they want to kick and tie.
Yeah, they have a kicker that can hit from 45 to 50 yards in that range. But they'll go for it. 4th and 2 from the 20.
The two Liberty kickers are standing next to each other on the sideline, so they're going for it.
Pass deflected at the line and goes incomplete. Let's see who got a hand on that.
Corey Macon from Piper. We talk about those long and lean defensive ends.
He's had a big game.
I'd take those defensive ends and go play a basketball game. They've got some big kids out there. Good job there. Turn it over on downs. Coming out. Dorsey's coming out, the quarterback. White's with him. Have Stevens in there as well. Kane, the tight end from Olathe North.
Jimmy White in the backfield along with the Miege quarterback, Timothy Dorsey. Going to throw a slant, incomplete to Hayden Henderson of DeSoto. Coverage by Thornton, who had an interception earlier in the quarter.
Pass broken up by Chris Thornton. Be 2nd and 10. Of the 20.
Dorsey, a Fontana finalist, headed to Illinois State. Going to study pre-law. Second down and 10 just before halftime. Hy-Vee at the half. A little pop pass to Kane, the tight end, and he's wrestled down. Nice play. Jason Skivers from Van Horn going to Missouri. He's a physical defensive end. Just threw the Olathe North tight end to the ground for a loss.
Just a little shovel inside. He reads it and just goes right past White. He wasn't fooled at all.
3rd and 14.
Looks like they're more than ready to go take this to the half, sitting on their own 16-yard line.
3rd down and 14. Dorsey intercepted near the sidelines, and that's the North Kansas City kid, Malik Johnson, who I'm not going to lie to you folks, he predicted he would have one interception in this game. He said, if I get one, you got to tell that story. Malik Johnson, you're a man of your word.
Well, he just stayed home there, and Dorsey just overthrows this ball. And the thing you didn't want to do was turn it over deep in your own end. 31.3 seconds, no timeouts left for the Hornets. Sorry, not Missouri, not just the Hornets.
Remember, he had the fumble recovery to start the game.
Yeah, he did.
So he's had 2 takeaways. Kansas has had 4 turnovers and still leading in this game.
Be curious to see who comes out at quarterback here. Looks like it's going to be Keller. Probably of the 3, he's their better thrower.
Yeah, you're right, Dion. It is Keller coming out.
I see Morse in the slot. Too many people on the field, I think. Looked like Avery was running off. Or who was that? Number 11?
Illegal substitution is the call on the Missouri All-Stars.
That backs him up a little bit here. Still 31.3 left.
First and 15 from the 25-yard line. Keller flushed and sacked. Macon knocks it free, covered up by the Kansas All-Stars, Ethan Kramer, but Corey Macon from Piper High School. Well, I'd say he's going to get the defensive MVP of the first half.
Yeah, he's got a shot at this. He has been a big-time player here. They just bring the house here. Kramer makes it up the middle, just gets rid of his guy. And Keller had a choice, Clinton or Macon. Not a great choice. There's a little talking going on there.
So let's see if the Kansas All-Stars decide to throw the football here. The last one was a disaster.
Now they switched out to Dakota Burrett.
St. James quarterback, just a quick pop pass. Flag is down again. Keenan Brown, a little safe, little screen pass.
At this point, maybe you take a knee and go to the half. Holding. It has not been the crispest, most crisp, I guess is the best way to say that, game I've ever seen. But it has been entertaining. And big-time plays made on both sides.
Yeah, 6 turnovers in the game.
Yeah, right there on the edge. He holds him and then he just tackles him in. You gotta call those when they're out there in the open. 17 seconds here, clock's winding. And maybe you just throw it downfield, make it a punt if somebody intercepts it.
Well, they're going to throw it down the field, and Malik Benson with the catch, and Gunnar Griffin saying incomplete. He say official there says catch near midfield.
He also threw a penalty.
Once again, a flag. It's most likely going to be a defensive pass interference on Griffin from
that gives him an untimed down.
Yep. Now you bring in the strongest arm quarterback to throw it down the field. And
in high school, if there's a penalty, it's an untimed down no matter on which side.
Yep.
I can remember a playoff game between Blue Springs and Lee Summit where Blue Springs was up 21-0 at the first quarter. It was Drew Locke's senior year, Dallin Wormack, or Drew Locke's junior year, Dallin Wormack's senior year, and they backed up Blue Springs 10 yards, and Wormack broke off a 45-yard touchdown with no time on the clock. And Sam McDowell from the Star and I are standing there, and he's like, yeah, that didn't help the Summit. They probably wish they would have gone ahead and gone to quarter.
Now Alonzo Hood will explain the call to Tom Radke.
Calling offensive pass interference.
Wow.
Or what? No, is it a personal foul? Because that's pass interference them. Missouri.
By the way, from the grumbling, the Missouri side does not agree. Let's go back to the pass to Malik Benson from Lansing. boxing out
Here's
Gunnar
what
Griffin.
they're saying. They didn't have the catch. Okay, that's what the difference is.
Oh, okay. So the catch not officially made, and the penalty yardage will be walked off instead. Of course, we saw Benson with that 73-yard free kick return. Video board has no time on the clock.
It'll be an untimed down with the pass interference call.
So we will have that one extra play due to the defensive penalty. And looks like Timothy Dorsey back in the going empty. And looks like he has
Mitchell and Benson down here on the
5 receivers. And they'll throw a wide receiver screen to Aiden Kane, and he is blown up. Block got him. And also making the stop, Demetrius Walker from Ray Pack, and that is your first half. Like Dion said, it wasn't crisp, it wasn't clean. There were 6 turnovers and a bucket full of penalties, but still exciting. And we're playing football. That's a good thing in 2021. Coming up, Hy-Vee at the half. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here on Spectrum Sports. Welcome back to Hy-Vee at the half. Kansas All-Stars leading 9-6, and plenty of halftime festivities as part of the 2021 BUnion.com All-Star High School football game here at North Kansas City. And the top linebacker, Dion,
this is the
Warren Award.
The Missouri Award, Jalen Weston from Liberty. Aiden Ingram from Baserlin wasn't here tonight. He was the winner on the Kansas side.
All-time tackler at Liberty High School, 327 total tackles, breaking Joseph Barnes' record. He's headed to Missouri as a walk-on.
Yeah, Liberty, what a great year they had this season. Came up a little short in the end, but they'll be a good team next year as well.
10-2 under Coach Freegon.
Was out there with them,
More awards being handed out. That's Dave Alley, the president of the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association, handing out some more hardware.
Yeah, it's the Basor Award. They give one to each side of the state line. Head coach, assistant coach, Phil Light and Pete Carpino. Phil Light from Staley, the former Staley coach who retired and is now at Ottumwa, Iowa, coaching football back in his home state. Talked to him earlier this week, and he was moving into his new house. It was good to catch up with him. And then Pete Carpino from Raytown, former Oak Grove coach, is now the defensive coordinator for Grain Valley, and he's been a right-hand man for David Alley at Grain Valley since they got there as the assistant coach on the Missouri side. That the Basor's named for Dave Basor, was the Olathe North coach, longtime coach in the area, coached at William Jewell, tragically killed in a car accident in 2006. And it really just honors those guys who are doing it the right way.
Good news for the fans. The sun is finally down. The temperatures hopefully will dip a little bit. And we'll continue with Hy-Vee at the half. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here on Spectrum Sports. The game of the week is brought to you by Hy-Vee. They're proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. Right now, the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association putting in their 2020 Hall of Fame class. Congratulations to all these folks.
Yeah, the first one was Dennis Dorr, was at Bishop Hogan, Bishop Ward, and St. Pius, and did a lot of good things at those schools. Then Mark Frazee was a defensive coordinator for a lot of those great old Olathe North and Shawnee Mission South teams, or Shawnee Mission South and Shawnee Mission West teams. There's Dennis Dorr right there. You know, they had this class that was technically put together last year, and they didn't have one this year. They just kind of held off since they didn't have a ceremony. They didn't want to kind of crowd out, so there'll be one next year there. There's Dennis Dorr. There's Coach Frazee on the other end. They kind of go to each end when they come through here, and now they're talking about Coach Francis Gow. There's Coach Frazee. We're talking about Coach Galbraith, who coached the team in 1957 here at North Kansas City. And people tell me that's one of the best teams in Kansas City football history. They call it a national champion. This is his family. He passed away in 2007. His family receiving it for him. And, you know, I've had plenty, when we started Preps KC, I had plenty of people telling me, you want to talk about the number one team in the history of this city, that 57 North Kansas City team was it. So.
And they have the bell honoring that team at the end of the field at the north end zone. You see a big bell at the end of the field. That's Coach Galbraith's team. So
the stone walls here.
Yep. Part of the
I'm sure people are watching going, shut up about the stadium.
Well,
it's a good one.
You're looking for a Friday night game night. You ought to stop by here to watch the action. As this is Bob Ginnivan, the former Olathe South coach, getting honored in the Hall of Fame tonight.
Congratulations to Coach Galbraith and his family accepting his honor tonight.
Yeah, that's one of those
Family
guys.
had several great athletes come through.
You know, you notice a lot of these guys in Ginnivan, Pleasant Hill, Olathe North, go both sides of the state line. We've seen some of that. We talked about Fritz coming over to North Kansas City to coach basketball. Steve Rampy at Staley now. So we're going to see Steve Rampy on the Missouri side, and that's a big move for him. He did a great job at Lawrence getting them back to prominence the last 3 years, and it's going to be interesting to see him up there. And he always, you know, Coach Rampy does a great job wherever he's at. Got another Pembroke Hill coach coming up next, Bob Hicks.
In 2014, he helped Leavenworth win their first district championship
And
in school history.
he did a great job at Pembroke Hill. Next up after him is going to be Tom Cruz. And I think a lot of people know him, and especially what he did at Ray Peck. But when he started his career at Harrisonville, was at Park Hill and Park Hill South. There's Coach Cruz under Greg Jones. They're good friends. They were college buddies, played together at Northwest Missouri State. Of course, he closed out his head coaching career at Raymore Peculiar and then retired and then joined the Old Coaches Club over at Rockhurst last year with Greg Oder and Kelly Donahoe. And they had a pretty good year. They had to stop their season because of COVID there at the end, but it's going to be fun to see how they do going forward. And Coach Cruz. And then Hogan Preps' Phil Lascola. He is technically the longest tenured guy because when Kelly stepped down at Blue Springs, it kind of took him and reset his clock. And what a great job he's done at Hogan Prep. And I tell you, that's a team that they have a hard time finding people to play. He's always doing a great job getting kids out. He's put kids in the NFL, a lot of kids in college. They do a fantastic job there. And I tell you, he's a guy that's always easy to talk to and does a fantastic job in his community and with his team. Buddy Young is also a Hall of Famer. And I'll tell you, he was assistant coach at Blue Springs, then he went to Grain Valley, and he coached here at North Kansas City for a long time. And really, the last stretch before Leon Douglas took over, Buddy Young was a part of that, their biggest successes. Then he went to Blue Springs South, got there and walked in and didn't hire a single person on his staff, and they go to the state championship game. So they didn't bring anybody in. Now, he did have two guys. His coordinators went on to do some things, a guy named Greg Oder and a guy named Kelly Donahoe, but did a fantastic job of coming in with no ego, with staff of guys who had been there and led them to a state championship game, would go on to be their athletic director. One of those guys that just was really good with his players, no matter where he was. They, like they say, they are his family. The player this year is Chase Kaufman, and I think most people know about that guy. There he is right there. Looks like he could strap on a helmet and go play. The first Simone Award winner for Ray Peck and Conrad Holly won it this year as well. Was a part of their first state championship game, and they would go on to win 2 more after he graduated. Go on to Missouri and be an unbelievable player, probably on one of the best Missouri teams in history. A key to that. Won the Mackey Award for the best tight end in the country. Played in the NFL for about 7 years with 5 different teams. And you know, he's a big, tall, athletic guy, and just a great guy, great family. It was fun covering them. And then finally, the contributor is Bill Althouse from the Examiner, who's a longtime Examiner writer. We had desks next to each other for a long time, and you know, he's a guy that's been a part of everything the Examiner since the early '80s. He's still there now, and on his Twitter it says from typewriters to Twitter. He's seen it all. And
I said, surely, Bill, they're not making you work this game for the Examiner, and he
well, you know,
he said no, I'm not.
That's the funny thing about it. When Carl Zinke, his editor, used to be my editor, I said, "You're not sending Bill?" He's like, "No, we're going to give him the night off." We were looking for a radio analyst for 810. They have it on 1510 and 94.5, and we've got the Blue Springs play-by-play guy Rob Evans is doing it, and we joked. We said, "Well, Buddy Young's going to be here. He can just do the game," but they got Tim Crone over there doing it. So it's kind of fun to see to have those guys on the call too on the radio tonight as well. But no, it's a good class, and we're finding, you know, they put a lot of guys in the first few years. We've been doing this since 2015, and now we're getting to the point where we've gotten probably most everybody that needs to get in. There's a few people that aren't in that are probably going to be in pretty soon, and it's a great thing that they're doing to recognize these guys, and you know, we're starting to get to the point where the guys that I've known since I started doing stuff, you know, 25, almost 30 years ago.
Well, congratulations to the 2020 Hall of Fame class. More from Northtown right after this. Teams out of the locker rooms and getting stretched out, ready for the start of the second half. As we take a look at your Hy-Vee first half statistics in this one, and not a lot of offense, a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, I told you that Missouri really, you know, 39 total yards. I mean, the Kansas defense has played well. They gave up their touchdown on offense. So that's something that Missouri has to figure out in the locker room and hope to come out with a little bit better offensive plan. They get the ball first. They have a chance to establish something. And it's you know, you're down 9-6 and you haven't really done anything offensively. You're only down 3, but you got to find a way. But, you know, Kansas has passed the ball well. They have not done much rushing, but they haven't really committed to it either. They've done it. All 3 of their quarterbacks can move and run with the ball, and that's kind of been their thing there too.
As Dion mentioned, Kansas won the coin toss and elected to receive and fumbled the opening kickoff. Missouri will get the football to start the third quarter. Now we've seen a number of players here in the first half. I know you've loved the play of Corey Macon.
Oh, yeah, he's been fantastic, and he's really used. I mean, he's used his leverage. He's used his long arms to knock down a key pass on a 4th down, and he's been hard for them to handle.
And on the Missouri side, Malik Johnson has a couple of takeaways, and I think Chris Thornton has really done a good job for an undersized corner from East High School.
Yeah, he came up and made a play in the backfield on a read and kept things going there. And big shout out to the sponsor of this game, BUnion.com, and they really, you know, with the sponsors that are in this game and that are with, you know, Spectrum Sports and with Preps KC. That's what helps high school football get exposure, and we thank them for everything they do. They're a sponsor of our BigUnion.com game of the week, and they give up money to schools when they vote to win that game, and they're supposed to give $250 per school, and every year they give more. When they show up, they always get more than that, and they do a lot for the Coaches Association, because this game's expensive to put on. I mean, when you're talking insurance and uniforms and all those things, I mean, these players get to have these jerseys to take with them, and so it's not an easy thing to do, and the great sponsors, like we talked about MB2 Sports, who did the uniforms. And
see, Anthony Simone
is here.
Talking with
the Simone family is a member of the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. And what a great year for St. Pius.
Yeah.
Coach Simone there.
Yeah, Anthony Simone Jr. And their baseball, they fell short in football, lost 6-0, but the baseball team went down in one state. So They built a brand new complex up there. They redid the football stadium. They're a real big commitment back to sports again at St. Pius. And
yeah, it's just a who's who. Every time I look down at the crowd, I say, hey, look.
Well, and that's one of the,
look who it is.
We've got the Hall of Famers right in front of us. So, there's a lot of people mingling and seeing each other. And
Bill Althouse being talked to by Chris Brindle there. And Chris Brindle lost his wife during the pandemic. And a very sad situation. His wife Nancy passed away, and I went to the celebration of life. She died in April, and they had the celebration of life in July. And just our thoughts and prayers for him as he gets through that. That was a tough loss. She didn't pass. Everybody always wants to know when you die during the pandemic. She died of something rare, but it was very sad there, and a big loss for the Piper community.
Yeah, he stepped down as coach a few years ago, but he's still helping on staff, and I know he's got a big involvement with that track program. He's very proud of that. He's a big track guy, and I think almost every coach will tell you that if you've got a good track program, that'll do a lot for your football program.
Young sending it down the field. This will be a return by Kendrick Stone from Staley. Nice return as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Kendrick Stone headed to Iowa Western, played on the basketball team for Coach Neff there, averaged 12 points, 5 rebounds. And he is one of the top athletes on this Missouri All-Star squad. And let's see which quarterback they want to run out to start this third quarter. As you take a look at Greg Holland, one of the new coaches here at North Kansas City. Raytown Blue Jay.
Well, Missouri's got to find something here. They're going to start with, it's like Taylor back in the quarterback spot.
The Central High School quarterback. And the center running back, little pop pass on a jet sweep that's going to be blown up. As that's Orlandis Mitchell from Van Horn. And Michael Harris. Yeah, the big defensive lineman, really quick.
When you've got Kramer and Harris in the middle and you got these long DNs, look at that. All the linebackers have to do is just run to the ball. They're clear, free. This Kansas defense has been as impressive as the most impressive part of this game so far. And here's your Missouri, and you're second and long again.
Yeah, loss of 7. And Ohamnu with a punishing run. His gang tackled down has got most of that yardage back that they lost on the prior play. One of the offensive linemen,
Park maybe lost his helmet. Yeah.
Yep, he's going to have to check out. His teammate Elijah Manning, also from Oak Park, one of the anchors on the offensive line for the Missouri All-Stars.
Well, you're third down. You got it back to 3rd and 10. You got to make a play here.
They go empty for the Central quarterback. Stepping up, using his speed, taking off, and whoa, he took a wicked hit, lost his helmet. As that was Dylan Ward, the Lansing linebacker, who got his money's worth and a little extra on that hit and denied him the first down. It'll be 4th down, and they still need a few yards, but watch the wicked hit here on the sidelines.
He just closes. He slows down a little bit. Ooh. No, legal hit. Good hit. Lansing guys have made some noise here tonight.
Malik Benson. Dylan Ward.
All right, here we go. We got Jimmy White back for a punt.
Ethan Brown in punt formation, the Liberty punter. Low snap, and just got it out of there. Punt. It's a good punt, yeah. Jimmy White calls for the fair catch, takes it in at the 26-yard line.
Well, if you're Missouri, you didn't get the first down. You got close. I mean, you got some positive yardage there. You get a good punt.
35 yards, no return. Missouri goes 3 and out. The Kansas offense now back on the field, and it'll be Ty Black.
Ty Black.
Early stages of the third quarter, 9:21 to play. 9-6 your lead for the Kansas All-Stars as they'll run it with Bowden, the Tonganoxie running back. Not the biggest guy in the world, but boy, he always seems to fall forward, and he'll get it to the 35-yard line for a nice gain of 8.
He got to the second level there pretty clean, and that's with him. He can get his speed up there, and that's what he did a lot of this year. He would just get through the second level. See, look, he's got Sharp, the end, who does a good job of crashing, but he's 3-4 yards down the thing. He can just fall forward.
Headed to Washburn to play football and study business. Former Lawrence Free State athlete that transferred to Tonganoxie because of the situation about playing. Getting playing as be a quarterback direct snap to Ty Black, and he's trying to get the first down. It's going to be close.
There were some moves this last year. I mean, I think there were some people who situations that they wanted to be, if in-person school wasn't going to be offered where they were. I know there were a lot of not just players, but just students in general. If they felt that they could do it safely and they wanted that in-person experience, and they needed that, some people needed that in-person experience. They moved, and so
it is a first down for the Kansas All-Stars. Here's Bowden. And spinning off tacklers, finally wrestled down at midfield by Jeremy Sharp, but a nice run by Tyler Bowden of Tonganoxie. So we go for nearly 13 yards, a kid that rushed for 2,500 yards.
Well, like I said, you got to get him clean, and he breaks a tackle. It wasn't a great arm tackle there, but he keeps moving.
These are them big old,
Yep. Let everybody know about it.
That's a guy you can get going, and if you're Kansas, you've been throwing it a lot. If you could start to wear to that Missouri defensive line and get some things going.
They're gonna ride him here. As nice block by Luke Zagunis on the last play.
We talk about Jalen Weston winning the award. He's the one that closed down there and kept that from being about a 5-6 yard run. Came from the backside and tripped up Bowden.
Tackle made by Baywan Hussein.
The Zagunis family with 3 brothers to play in the All-Star game. Seth, Luke, and Zach. And Dad on the sidelines. Mike coaching.
2 offensive linemen and a quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback. Yeah, Zach was the quarterback. Here he's happily married and working for Ernst & Young. As Black takes off and runs to the short side of the field. Didn't get much.
I can remember before Zach's junior year, he was going to be the quarterback. And now he's married.
There's Pops.
Yeah. And then a couple years later, the second one comes in and he looks like he ate Zach.
Yeah, there's some big guys.
There's some big kids, yeah. Dad's a pretty good-sized guy, too, so.
But the boys are bigger.
Yes.
Luke,
Zach was the quarterback.
Yeah. Luke headed to Northwest Missouri State as a walk-on. And setting up the screen pass. Jimmy White with running room down the far sideline. Gets a nice block. Cuts it inside the 20. And they're in the red zone. There is Mr. Excitement, Jimmy White of St. James Academy.
Well, they established that running game with Bowden, and then you bring in White, and he just flares out there. It's a nice little just read, but look back, he's right there, safety valve. And when he gets the Jets, he is gone. And he's looking upfield, trying to get that cut back. He is a spark plug, difference maker.
29 yards on the screen pass to Jimmy White. Whistles sound for the snap. Penalty number 13 coming up.
Maybe there's a timeout.
Oh, no. We get a timeout for the Missouri All-Stars as they're getting pushed back a little.
They needed a break there.
And Coach Douglas wants to talk to the defensive side of the ball. Leon handling the defense and the head coaching duties.
He was the defensive coordinator in 2016, maybe, when they
was it 17 with DeLong when they were here.
DeLong?
Yeah, I think Saw Coach DeLong earlier.
Brian DeLong, coach at center.
Always smiling, always upbeat.
Does a great job at center. Center now has turf.
Ah, good.
One of the remaining ones, one of the last ones to go. Pius and center both have turf now. Blue Valley West is getting their own stadium this year that they will share with Blue Valley Southwest. Turner had a new stadium last year, then never got to play in. Rick Byers is going to take over that program. He spent 1 year at Blue Valley North with Andy Sims, did a great job helping them get to the state championship game, and now the former St. Pius coach is going to be over there at Turner, and they've got that on-campus stadium. Looking forward to seeing that.
So after the timeout, it'll be 1st and 10 from just inside the 20. Jimmy White, a cutback move, and just a ankle tackle, or he might have taken that the distance.
Yeah, like that was Jalen Weston again. Who got
Also Thornton there as well, the East cornerback, who's had a very good game, but Jimmy White headed to the Air Force Academy along with the quarterback Ty Black.
It's upfield, that's the thing, upfield. Yep, that's Thornton in there. Thornton has had a great game.
Oh, they fake snap it to the quarterback. Jimmy White catches it. Jimmy White, unbelievably, has the entire defense taken down, but I think he faked out about 9 of them before they brought him down.
He is going to keep the play alive as long as he can. Missouri had that sniffed out, and it took about 6 of them to get there, but they were not. And he's got nowhere to go. There's 1. There's 2, 3. 4 gets him. 5. 2 gets up off the ground to help. Oh, we got a little.
Trainer Julie Asher will check out on the field to take a look at one of the defensive linemen for it's Donald Brown from Raytown. They decided the big guys would get the little numbers and the little guys would get the bigger numbers. That was Leon Douglas number deal. Julie works with the Lansing football program and Doc Brown there.
Yeah.
Trainer's doing a great job tonight. Chris McAllister, also from Mill Valley, is the Kansas All-Stars trainer.
Donald's a big boy. There's Zagunis.
Big number 74 from Olathe West, T.J. O'Neill's team.
It's great. That's a good young program there, too. They've done a good job getting that off the ground.
Third down and 6 after the injury timeout. Jimmy White, inside run, spinning, still fighting. This guy
right at the first down.
Yeah, he got down to the 9-yard line, and that's the yard to make. It just depends on where they put the football. It looks like they're spotting it a little. It's tough on this side angle view. The sign says 4th down and inches.
This is that laser down system.
All right. It's too fancy for me.
1 foot.
Okay, 1 foot. Let's be precise.
Cole Keller warming up on the sidelines here.
And we get a timeout by the Kansas All-Stars. So big play call coming here for Coach Radke and his offensive staff, led by Bo Black.
You know, offense is fun, but this actually has been a pretty entertaining game because both defenses have played so well. It's a hard hit. This has been one of the more hard-hitting ones we've had in the last decade, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I've seen some where, tell you what, the hitting was tremendous. I think the guys, you know, situations where they're saying no tackling, no bringing anybody to the ground for a couple weeks, and that just brings out the beast in them. They just love football.
Well, and the one thing I'll say here in the second half that we've seen, first half there was some jawing, there was some personal fouls and things like that. We've got some exuberance out there right now, but guys are keeping it. I think they're kind of seeing like, hey, this is a close game. Let's be excited, but not taunting or anything like that. So they've all done a good job of keeping their cool, even in the face of some excited plays.
After the timeout, 4th and inches, quarterback sneak, Black backing his way, and he has it. It'll be 1st and goal for the Kansas All-Stars.
You got a big quarterback like that. That's one of those things. Just get him in there and lean.
Just a very energetic, positive kid. I'll tell you what, this guy, bleeds leadership out there. He's a great kid to be around. That's Ty Black, the Shawnee Mission Northwest quarterback.
Reset the play clock here to 40. There's Jacob Hartman. Unfortunately, he got injured the other day.
Mill Valley wide receiver.
Played tailback for him. Stepped in and played tailback for him on the state championship team. Did everything.
Couple of back-to-back state crowns for him and Coach Appleby. Here's Jimmy White stretched out to the outside and finally taken down hard.
Yeah, there we go. Just stand up. Let's just.
That was blocked that put the final touches on him here.
Good job
Big
there.
number 99.
Keeps his feet.
Yep, good tackle by the Lee Summit North defensive end.
Lee Summit North, pretty good run the last few years under Jamar Mosey. I'll tell you that suburban gold on the Missouri side, if you're on the bottom of that league, or in 6A, or in Class 6 in Missouri, it's a tough climb.
Now they're sending a player off from the Missouri.
There's no foul.
Yeah, no foul. Player is coming off. That is Lawan Miller from Lee Summit and Baywan Hussein. I wanted to let everybody know he's the first Kurdish player to play in the All-Star game. I said,
I guarantee you that's true.
I can't prove that.
I can't prove that, but I guarantee you that's probably true. I think the chances are good.
He's from North Kansas City. Little fade to the back of the end zone, incomplete, targeting Malik Benson. And the Olathe North tight end is down on the field.
Brandon Kane from Olathe North. Benson. Possibly cramping on it. Yeah, that. The heat's going to get you. That just hurts. There, straighten that leg out. Yeah, that hurts. He needs to hydrate.
How big would points be here for the Kansas
All-Stars?
All-Stars?
If nothing else, you want to get the 3.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I mean, they grabbed the momentum late in the second quarter, and this impressive drive pushing Missouri back. And there you see.
High-quality H2O, I think I've heard that said.
Yes. But you don't wait until game night to start hydrating. You have to.
It's 4 or 5 days out.
I think all these guys know that.
Big round of applause to Braden Kane.
As Kane, it's a nice round of applause. That'll be 3rd down and goal after the injury timeout. Ball at the 7-yard line, and Leon Douglas's defense make the stop. The fans look a lot more comfortable over there now that the sun's gone down. No shading your eyes against the sun. Not too many fans working over there. So
the wind died down. No, that's
there's a few fans. There's a fan there. So. All right.
Benson down here on the bottom with Reynolds.
Jimmy White in the backfield, motion by Mitchell. They roll that way, and the quarterback is going to go down. And about a yard on the play.
Hussein lost his helmet there.
Yep. And it was Jalen Weston there, Demetrius Walker as well.
And we're going to kick it.
And the Olathe South place kicker is coming out to try to add to the 3-point Kansas All-Stars lead. He's going to place it down for a 25-yard attempt, well within the range of Adam Young, who was 4 for 4 for the Falcons.
Zagunis coming in. Is that Zagunis or they're running in late?
I thought Abram Phillips was their short snapper as Young
got it.
Drives it through.
Now
Three more.
Rick, he's excited. Tell you though, this is anybody's game at this point. This is great. It's kind of harkening back to one at Blue Springs a few years ago when Greg Smith was coaching the Missouri side. And it came down to the final drive. Missouri had to make a stop as Kansas was driving.
Well, that was the most impressive Kansas drive as far as, moving the ball and kind of pushing Missouri back, and ends up with 3 more points. So Missouri going to have to find some offense in this ball game.
I know they want to run the ball. I mean, I think that's something they'd like to do, but the defensive line of Kansas has done such a great job with the big guys in the middle and with their long defensive ends. That 4-man line has really done a good enough job and allowed the linebackers to flow. And I think it's made it hard for Missouri to look downfield.
Wow, there is the Olathe West athletic director, and he's not so sweaty now.
Now it looks a little better, a little cooler, Pat Butler.
But one of the best in the business. But congratulations on his award as the top athletic director, as he enjoys watching his son Sam, a linebacker. This will be Rajon Hill on the return, on the run. This guy's a speedy guy, headed to Toledo. Look out. Turning on the speed. Breaking free across midfield. The kicker has to get him, and he does. So Young makes the saving tackle. And I'm looking behind the play if there's any flags, because we've seen about 1 million tonight, but nothing on the field. So Rajon Hill, the guy that was at Hogan Prep, finished at Staley, and a big play. And it'll be a short field now for the Missouri All-Stars.
Well, that's what they needed right there. He read this all the way. It was Adam.
Rajon was a late add, but he's an explosive player. Likes to come to practice in his house slippers. Of course, I never thought Crocs would make a comeback, but Crocs are big now.
Well,
bedazzled Crocs.
Well, I don't want any bedazzled Crocs, but I like to hear that.
All right, well, these guys, a lot of Croc wearing, a lot of mullets, and a lot of Reno 911 shorts. Short shorts are back. As this pass goes incomplete, I was told that short shorts are back because it's quads season. S-Z-N. I know I'm old, Dion, but we can't say season anymore. Or?
I don't think they're talking about us with the quads.
Yeah, no, it's the young guys with the quads showing them off in the short shorts. So those are the new trends that I've seen. Of course, those trends were when I was in high school. Mullets were big, short shorts were big. Crocs, no, not so much.
Luckily, when I was in high school on the East Coast, the Bermuda shorts had already taken over.
Okay. Late stages here.
We were Surfer Town, though, so it's a little different.
Third quarter, Missouri trying to take advantage of a long return by Rajon Hill. They'll keep it on the ground.
Well, I mean, they got to want to punch one in here. This is going to be third down.
Aiden Holt on the run.
They got to find something to get somebody on the edge. It's tough. I mean, you're talking about they got Macon out there right now on the end. They got Clinton on the end. They got Harris on the inside, kind of running a 3-man front. And those linebackers are free to fill up those edges. but they're doing a good enough job, Kansas is, of stuffing that run in the middle.
Winding down the third quarter clock. As Keller going to throw a slant, diving attempt. Touchdown!
Oh,
Missouri All-Stars. And it's going to be the Park Hill South wide receiver, Eric Avery, with the catch.
Well, he just went down and got that.
5 yards. Keller to Avery, and we get a tie ball game late third.
Keller just does a great job of getting this down, and Avery goes the only place where anybody can get it is where he can get it. Rutschkop's coming on here.
Big PAT.
And all this time without much offense.
Liberty kicker, right-footed soccer style kicker. Right through. And just like that, Missouri back in front. Well, it all started with the kickoff return, Dion.
Yeah, what a great run here by Hill. Says, you know, there's a lot of it that says get to the other side, and he does, and then he gets upfield, breaks that tackle, and it is off to the races, running away from Brandon Martin. Ethan Reynolds from Gardner tries to run him down, and he's the one that makes the tackle. Ball squirts out of bounds there at the end. Lucky that didn't get picked up. Keller freezes Macon and just puts it where Avery can get it. Macon was so close to that. I think you're Keller, you're looking at a guy who's every bit as big as you are, standing there with his arms up. Keller's excited on that play.
A Green Valley quarterback headed to Washburn, but he's not going to play quarterback. He said he's going to play tight end and receiver, and kind of that new Tim Tebow hybrid player where he may get some snaps at quarterback, but mainly as a tight end and receiver.
Great athlete. You know, the year before his junior year, he got injured with a knee injury, and they still made it to district championship or the quarterfinal against Platte County, and this year they came back and it was Platte County again. They played a great game. Platte County and Green Valley did, and Platte County got the win there, and they went on to the state championship game where they felt a very good Jackson team. But David Alley's done a fantastic job at Green Valley. Of course, took Raytown South to the state championship game in 2008. They lost a close one there. So I think Hazelwood East. Jimmy White.
From the 5-yard line. Powers through a tackle and then will get it near the 25-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. And well, we're going to come down to the final quarter in a 1-point ball game. This is just what you look for in one of these border war games. As we'll have one more snap, it looks like, to end the third quarter, and then it's
Dorsey's going to trigger this one.
The Miege quarterback, Timothy Dorsey, headed to Illinois State.
He had a great run with that team the last 2 years. And
a little quarterback draw that's not developing. It's going to develop into a tackle for a loss. As that's Jalen Weston, the Warren Award winner, making the stop.
Yeah, we're starting to see those guys show up.
There's a flag down, so the quarter does not end.
0.05 of a second left, or 0.5 of a second left. Looks like it's against. Still.
Middle man downfield for Kansas.
It can't be legal substitution.
Illegal formation by Kansas.
No.
Correction on Missouri.
Not quite sure what that is.
Well, it's on Missouri. I thought it was a substitution infraction or no?
I'm not sure what that is. I may have to stick my head in there.
We saw Alonzo Hood laugh when the public address announcer said what the penalty was, so I don't know if anybody knows what's going on.
It's like a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, and it's all the way out to the 40, and then as they get over the football, the clock winds out. So that's the end of the...
See what we can find out in the break.
Third quarter in a good one here in the 2021 BUnion.com Kansas versus Missouri All-Star football game. 1 point lead for Missouri. The fourth quarter coming up next. Bring you back to the North Kansas City District Stadium. The sun down, the temperatures cooling off just a wee bit as you take a look at your Hy-Vee scoring by quarters. Not a lot of points, Dion, but we got a good one coming to the fourth quarter.
Okay, a little clarification on the last penalty. It's an illegal substitution, too many men on the field, and it was marked off like a 15-yard penalty, as a 15-yard penalty, which is the only time I've ever seen that. They're a little confused in the Missouri boxes. We get a little run here on first down, but
Keenan Brown from Leavenworth.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's a. I mean, is it
June football?
Is it 5 yards? They have like 14 guys on the field, so is it 5 yards for every guy over 11? I mean, I didn't think they had that many out there. I think that 14 would be noticeable.
Second down for Dorsey in the offense. Good to see Kane back on the field as the tight end.
Yeah, cramp.
And there's Dorsey showing off his running ability as he'll run it across midfield for a first down. Flag is down.
Jalen Weston's pointing the other way. It looks like it's going to be a hole, but nice run by Dorsey there. You know, he quietly had a very good run for 2 years for Bishop Miami. He's a hold. That we know. We're clear on that one. Let's see here. Yeah, 77 gets a handful of jersey and springs it.
David Schuberg from Blue Valley North headed to Fort Hays State. Dorian Stevens a late run on as a wide receiver. That makes 5 for Dorsey. He works out of an empty set on a second down at 18. And confusion for the Kansas offense.
6 seconds left. They got to go.
Dorsey thought he was going to run it. Now hit as he throws, and it goes incomplete. As Demetrius Walker was right there, lost his helmet, the Ray Peck defensive end.
Seeing some of these Ray Peck defenders having a good night. But Dorsey does a good job of keeping this play alive. He looked like he was definitely out. Took a big hit there. Took his helmet off.
Meach, as they called him, Demetrius Walker. Yeah, Sean Martin had some pretty good guys there as they win the Class 6 championship.
Well, and that, you know, the year before, DeSmet just manhandled them. And then when they got down there this year in Jeff City, they physically beat up DeSmet.
Third down and long. Dorsey gonna tuck and run. And he's knocked out of bounds by Gunnar Griffith, shy of the first down.
Gets it to about a fourth and 4. And you know, if you're Coach Radke, you like your chances getting 4 here. Your defense hasn't given up hardly anything still. He brought Burrett back in, so he'll probably do that rugby. I think he's probably thinking, kick it away, play defense, and we'll get a chance to maybe flip the field back, and we'll stay right here the next time. Trusting his defense to get him the ball back pretty quick. Missouri's got a lot of momentum right now, though.
Thornton deep back, and the punt away. Just end over end. A weird bouncing ball that Thornton,
he was down, I think,
he was down. The ball came loose, but It'll be Missouri ball as they'll be near the 25-yard line. Thornton a little shaken up. Had a nice interception in the first half.
Yeah.
It's a weird bouncer here.
Elbow
Yeah,
down.
he was down. Play is dead. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Missouri All-Stars by 1. Early stages of the 4th quarter as part of the BUnion.com Kansas versus Missouri All-Star football game. Right here as part of our Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week on Spectrum Sports. And looks like Keller's the hot hand right now at quarterback.
I think so. I think they feel like that's going to give them the best option.
Play action, quick pass, low for Nate Morris, incomplete. That was at the shoelaces of the Lee Summit wide receiver. 2nd down and 10.
I think he kind of second-guessed himself there and then said, oh, he's open, and just... I think, and he's asking what he saw there. I think there was something they saw. So there's a little bit of discussion now. They have 12 in the huddle. Because Morse came out.
Quick pass and a nice catch there. This is the other receiver from Lee Summit making the catch. That is Anthony Wilson from Lee Summit.
Well, it was a similar look, and I think that's what they saw, that they could hit that quick slant.
It's a first down catch.
Yeah. Just right quick. And I think that's what they got to do. I think if they can get the ball, I mean, Keller's tall enough that he can get it over those big defensive ends, but the quicker they do that, the better chance they have of getting it over their arms and not getting it.
Wilson headed to Jackson State to play college football. And Thomas, the Winnetonka tight end, off the sideline and into the formation. This is the center running back.
Ooh, good hard run there.
Ohamnu. Yeah, he makes you pay if you try to tackle him.
He's a guy that kind of like Bowden if he gets into space there, and you saw him get to the second level and he finished strong.
Young man headed to Iowa Western. He said he's going to play linebacker at the college level.
Explodes, lowers his shoulder, and picks up another couple yards.
Also a wrestler and track athlete at Center High School. This is Montre Moore. Grabbed there by Ward. I don't know if Ward's trying to strip him of the football or make the tackle. And
another good hard run. Now they were able to complete some passes, and that's kind of got them in a little bit better rhythm now, and their running games work.
Montre Moore, the Winnetonka running back, got the first down. He's headed to, well, he doesn't know yet. He's looking at Graceland, Ottawa, and Lincoln University. He's giving his team a new set of downs at midfield, 8.5 to play in regulation. Missouri the 1-point lead and the football as they're driving. It looks like Keller is trying to bleed some of the play clock. And this is the Belton running back who's tripped up, lost the football. Now did the ground knock this free?
The side judge is saying it knocked it free.
Yeah, I think the ground caused the fumble. Missouri's going to maintain possession and get 9 yards on the run by Aiden Holt of Belton.
Well, now they're starting to blow some holes. Now that Kansas has had to come off those, they've had to get out of the box a little bit. And now that Missouri offensive line is starting to move some people. Yeah. He's down with the elbow. Ball comes out afterwards. It's the best drive of the night for Missouri right here.
Running the football, running the clock. 2nd down and short. Two running backs in the backfield, and now Keller needs a timeout.
Timeout.
So second.
State All-Star. In football, you learn, you train, you win. In the construction trades, learn a lifelong skill and earn while you train with the best. Plus, make a career win.
Well, if you're Missouri, every second you take off that clock and the deeper you get in that end, you've got a good kicker too. 3 put you, make them get a 6 to get ahead. You'd love to have that touchdown.
Well, the football season just a couple months away. What's in store for folks at Preps KC? You got some new things on the horizon.
Well,
2021.
Just another great year. I mean, after going into this time last year, we didn't know if we'd have a season.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be if we get some stuff that's coming, it'll be pretty exciting. I can't talk about it right now. I can tell you that for Preps KC, our radio show, Football Friday Night, which had been on 10:30 a.m. for the first 10 years, is now moving to 94.5 ESPN. With Union Broadcasting, we're excited about it.
You might tell your broadcast partner, Harold Wamsguns, that.
Yeah, I need to tell him that. We haven't got that news.
He said, "Yeah, we're on 10:30." I said, "I don't think so."
Yeah, we made that announcement yesterday on 8:10 on the morning show.
You might have new call letters as the flags fly before the snap. Good to see Coach Wamsguns here. It's good to see all these different coaches here tonight.
It's funny. There's a lot of people here tonight that I don't feel like we've seen at past All-Star games. With a year off, I think people were excited to get out and see people.
Well, it's a great crowd.
Makes it 2nd and 6.
I think people
from the 45-yard line.
Want to see some football.
Yeah, good crowd. This is the perfect size venue.
This is a great venue for the kids. You got the wall that they can sit on. Of course, you know, this is a historic area. This is a Works Progress Administration. People go, "Oh, no, he's going into the history." But Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR, this is one of their projects, building the wall around here. Municipal Auditorium. So Lincoln Prep High School, a lot of projects as this breaking free. This is the quarterback, Keller, who's a
good
big, tall athlete who can run fast, and they caught Kansas for a nice quarterback run.
Well, and they really did a great job of disguising this. They'd been running inside run, inside run, inside run. And he goes, pulls it back. The DN bites on the take. They do a good job of blocking it, and Keller's up to full head of speed. And is a big play here. And, boy, this is a great drive for Missouri at the right time.
28 yards by the Green Valley quarterback, and nearly got in the end zone. But it'll be a 1st and 10, 17-yard line. As Missouri trying to end Kansas's 2-game win streak in this All-Star game.
He'll burn his last time out here.
As we get a timeout for the Missouri All-Stars.
Before you know it, it'll be time to get ready for that football season. Usually have that preview show that we do every year. That's a lot of fun. And see, I haven't talked with Sean Belton to see if I'm being asked back. I guess we'll see how tonight goes. Now we're looking forward to this year. Great video highlights that our guys have done. More live stats. More our scoreboard, of course, second to none, and more podcasts. Our great partnership with 41 and along with Spectrum as well. And it's weird to think that we started this thing back in 2010, and here we are in 2021, and some has changed. The video piece has become such a big part of what we do and what people really like, and you guys do such a great job, and the sports you cover, we really enjoy working with you. And
well, yeah, we got another great fall schedule of games. We're going to start out, though, with our big volleyball deal at St. James. I was over at St. James the other day and ran into Brian Dorsey and Nancy Dorsey, and they're excited for the big volleyball matchup. Yeah, that slam is something else. I've even talked my parents into coming as our inside running play, and it'll be Nosa Ohamnu, the center running back, taking it in from 17 yards.
Well, I think
Missouri breaking it open a little bit here.
I think they found the package of the players that worked for them. Wayne Baskerville, the offensive coordinator here, they were trying different things in these inside runs here. And Nosa Ohamanu does a great job just spinning through there, keeping his feet and good hard running. And that has extended this lead out to 7 right now. Rachkab has a chance to make it 8.
That would be huge. It would force a 2-point conversion to tie it. Low snap. And Liberty kicker drives it through. Keller had a big run, but it'll be the guy named Nosa from center with the 17-yard run.
Just that inside. Zone read takes a gap. Great downfield block by 77. And then he's running with a full head of steam, and those defensive backs have no chance. There's still plenty of time left here. We could see 2 or 3 more scores. You know, and this is one of the things with an all-star game. Yeah, you've got a lot of players. You got a 45 person team, but guys are getting tired. It's hot, and now that sometimes we've seen this. Fourth quarter comes and it's a track meet. There's definitely a different vibe on the Missouri sideline than there was, say, 25, 30 minutes ago.
Reynolds and Benson, the deep men, to return the Missouri kickoff as Rachkab. His father, Tom, is the soccer coach.
Yes, longtime soccer coach. Well, you know, we talk about Benson, but Reynolds is the one who ran down Hill on the kickoff return.
Reynolds,
I mean, he got some great speed.
Yeah, he got 3rd in the 100, so he can move. Reynolds, definitely has track speed.
And
and that's how you deny track speed. You kick it into the end zone for a touchback and make him go 80 yards.
He's got a leg, there's no doubt. Does this look like Black, or does it look like Burrett maybe on this drive? I'm trying to think rotation-wise how they've been doing it. Burrett.
So the St. James Academy quarterback is headed to Kansas State as a student. Bowden is the running back to his left. Bowden. I think he got quite back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd down and long.
Well, look they brought early in the game. Look they brought earlier in the game with a delayed blitz here. Blows up the Miege guy and really just does what they need to do with Bowden. They've got to get him going side to side. You can't let him get to the second level and get his speed.
Lawan Miller, the last stop. And Burrett tries to do it with his legs. And nice stop by Lawan Miller, the Lee Summit linebacker. Headed to Iowa Central and Fort Dodge. Steady business. He'll check off the field.
We got Dorian Stevens down here on the near sideline and Benson on the far with Kane in the slot, Mitchell in the slot.
Burrett going with a deep ball down to Benson, and he makes the catch. What a play! On 3rd down and long, they hit the home run down the field to big play Malik Benson.
Well, I tell you right now, he had a step and a half on him. And it was all about how could he get it to him. Benson does a good job of body control coming back and getting it.
43 yards on the hookup from Burrett to Benson. As he beats Sean Mitchell from Van Horn.
That's what they needed right there.
Quarterback, little pass to Kane. And this is the big tight end from Olathe North. Did not get pushed out of bounds. And able to take it inside the
they're going deep in the playbook now.
And they'll get it down to the 16-yard line. A nice 21-yard little run turning into a pass to a tight end.
Burrett just looks behind him, and Kane's wide open there in a little backwards pass, and then he turns upfield, stays in bounds, and another big hitter, and they have moved quickly down the field.
So 1st and 10. Nice play by the Olathe North tight end. Burrett, quick pass, tough catch by Bowden, who had to kind of turn around with 2 guys.
Skimmers was over there.
Yeah, all over him there, but he was able to make the catch.
Boy, he's an impressive guy too.
Yeah, he's
there's another tall DN for you right there.
Yeah, they're going to lose yardage, a couple of yards. 2nd down and long. You should take a look at Jason Skivers from Van Horn High School. 4 sacks, 4 tackles for a loss. And in the backfield,
shakes the.
Burrett throwing to the back of the end zone. Stevens can't hang on. Incomplete.
Great defensive coverage there. I don't know if he'd have come down inbounds.
Gunnar Griffin from Ray Peck with the coverage. And yeah, it was a tight squeeze at the back of the end zone.
3rd and 13.
Yeah, if you got 1 foot down. Burrett wanted that one. I think you're in 4 down here. I know there's 5 minutes left. You could get a field goal, but you're getting in that spot where you're not guaranteed.
3rd down, screen pass is broken up. Bowden, the target. Hussein from North Kansas City. The local products making big plays.
Well, and Bowden's behind the line, so that's just a screen pass. There's no real. Try and clear out here, but Hussein is right there. Hometown, you get your photo up on the scoreboard when you're at your home stadium.
Well, as you mentioned, Deon, they're going for it. 4th down.
So you got motion. It's going to be even longer. Too many?
Substitution infraction on the Kansas All-Stars. I did see somebody sprinting down the sidelines with their helmet like they were supposed to be out on the field, but instead they were maybe getting a Gatorade to hydrate on this hot night.
Well, if you've got 5 receivers in there right now, you got
4th and 19. This could be the ball game. Pass to the middle of the field for Mitchell on the post pattern. Incomplete. Ball over on downs to the Missouri All-Stars.
Well, if you're Kansas, you got to lean back on that defense that was so good early. You have 2 timeouts. There's still 4:49 left on the clock. But that last drive that was done by Cole Carroll and the rest of that offense from Missouri really looked good. So now's the time for that Kansas defense. If they can answer the bell here, Missouri has a chance to just put this one away. Yeah, Mitchell has opened there, and Burrett just doesn't really connect with him. Hussein was underneath, so maybe he was thought if he tried to put it too much back to Mitchell, he'd get that picked off. But
Sweeney, the linebacker, with the coverage, and ball over on downs. 1st and 10 from the 25, and the hot hand has been Keller in the 2nd half. He stays out, the Green Valley quarterback. Be Aiden Holt, the Belton running back, in the backfield. And this is Holt. Running to the outside, tackled by Callahan of Baldwin.
Stringing it out there, that's what you got to do. It would have been better for Kansas if they could have got him out of bounds, but they still get 3 yards on the play.
Keep the clock running, and clock is now stopped as soon as I say that.
See here. Ball's loose.
Okay.
And it goes out of bounds, so the clock should stop.
Okay, that's what the
They're going to
officials
have to put
are
some
talking
time back
about.
on there, probably.
Seen a lot of balls on the turf tonight. More so in the first half. 6 turnovers in the first half.
Let's see who they got in there. Putting 4:30 on the clock.
9 seconds going to be added.
Let's see here. Kansas on that defensive line. They've got Kramer.
Missouri All-Stars fans making a lot of noise here on the home side as Keller to throw. Quick pass caught on the sidelines and close to a first down. Got by the receiver with the catch. That was Rajon Hill from Staley High School, headed to Toledo. He was a late ad, but he's a dynamic player, as we saw in that kickoff return here in the second half that really got Missouri.
And that's a big first down
around.
Yeah, that did. I think that changed the momentum right there. And
Montre Moore from Winnetonka. Flag is down as he goes out of bounds near midfield. He would have the first down. We've got to check the penalty flag.
this is on Missouri. This is a big play, and they're backing up. So that takes a second and shorter. Well, the Missouri players are clapping. .342 left. I mean, you know, a couple first downs here and a stop. You could probably. But here's the other thing too. We talk about rush job all the time. This is a guy with a big leg, and a field goal puts this thing out of the distance. Holding and unsportsmanlike. There's your hold. I think we marked both of these off. Yeah. You take it back 10 from the spot and forward 15 from the other spot. First down, Missouri. That's one of the things I think people who watch a lot of NFL don't understand is that the high school game in terms of things like that are very different. That would have been offsetting penalties in the pros.
Yeah, completely separate rules for high school, college, and NFL, and there's quite a bit as far as the differences in all three that you have to keep track of. So it'll be 1st and 10 from midfield. Running back Aiden Holt.
Yeah, they've got the big backs in there now, and they're starting to really grind things up. And
they're pounding it on the Kansas defense as it'll be a gain of 9 yards, 2nd down and 1. So they got the big backs rolling through.
Corey Macon's coming back in for Kansas. Leo Clinton, they're kind of trying to keep those D ends fresh. Kramer and Harris in the middle have been so good for the Kansas side. Now they're kind of getting run up the gut on.
Hamnu is...
And there's Kramer right there.
Yeah, the Mill Valley defensive lineman goes low and makes the stop.
This is after the play. Well, we went about a quarter and 2/3 before started getting personal fouls here in the second half. Picking it up.
No flag on the play. It'll be a third.
That'll leave them 3rd down and 3.
Well, just when I said that even Kramer was getting run on, he blows up a block and makes the tackle in the backfield. I want to know, do you think you heard me, Kevin?
You know what? This guy, there's not much he can't do. So, I mean, 4.0 student, state wrestling champion, state football champion.
2-time in both.
Yeah. Third down pass. Morris the catch and first down. What a play by little Nate Morris.
And that's a big one right there. Now you're at 2:26. They still do have the 2 timeouts left.
Tell you what, this is a heck of a catch, and then he has the wherewithal to look and get the first down after he has a guy, Gossman, grabbing on him there.
All right, if you can't, you got to get a stick. We're 2 minutes here. I mean,
fade near sideline. Rajon Hill, coverage by Peyton Moore. There's a couple of fast guys.
Yeah, and they did him a little bit of a favor. Missouri did Kansas a little bit of a favor there by throwing the ball. Now you got 2nd and 10.
Pass intended for Garrett Avery. 2nd and 10.
I want to make Kansas use those timeouts.
Took a shot.
Second down and 10 from the 35-yard line as Missouri holding on to an 8-point lead here in the 4th quarter. Holt. Not much doing.
They burned their time out there, and Adam Callahan from Baldwin blew that one up.
82 on the play. It'll be timeout, Kansas.
So Kansas will be down, it looks like, to their, I believe, their final timeout.
Enjoy the ultimate high school coverage with Preps KC. Check out the website, prepskc.com, or download the mobile app in the Apple or Android store.
Well, we got a moment here. So thanks to all the folks with the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association, all their help. Coaches Radke and Douglas. Also Coach B. Shore and Coach Jamar Parrish from Platte County. Guys, the game managers do a lot of work that you don't see, and they're always helpful to me.
Yeah, it's not easy because a lot of these guys are doing camp the same week.
Right. Yeah, that's Coach Radke. He's got his youth camp. He's got his regular football
That's what
camp, and then he has to go to All-Star practice.
Yeah, he basically was coaching from 8 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. And, oh, by the way, he's got 3 daughters. One of them's a really good soccer player. So
Yeah.
he's got things going on.
But I noticed, I said, the state championship trophy's here in the weight room. He said, well, we had a youth camp this morning, and I thought the young kids should see it. And I said, display it all you want. You deserved it.
Well, I've seen tweets with it on a Shawnee Mission East Coast kitchen table as they were eating dinner one night.
Also, the athletic director for North Kansas City, David Garrison, former basketball coach in the area. Great help to our television crew and getting us set up here. As the pass in the flat is to Rajon Hill, and wow, explosive. Rajon fighting off tackles, still on his feet, and he'll be inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. This young man is headed to Toledo. He's a big-time player, and he'll let you know about it, too. He's a big-time talker, but, hey, he backs it up.
Well, and he's made 2 of the biggest plays, that one right there, and then the kick return. He's been a difference for a guy who was added to the roster way late. Sometimes that happens. A guy comes in, and he's making a big impression. We're getting a little premature here on the Missouri sideline. They're taking lids off Gatorade buckets.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. flag is down. I don't think Missouri had enough players for their offense, and they'll get called for a delay of game.
Well, that's a big, that helps Kansas, but maybe too little too late.
First and goal from the 13.
So back to the 13. It'll be first and goal.
Not longer than what we used to. And look here, I'm supposed to be in the restroom by now.
We got Harris and Kramer on the inside. Macon and Clinton, that's the defensive line that's been making some plays the last few times.
Here's Ohamnu. Tackled near the 9-yard line. Elias Carson from St. Thomas Aquinas making the stop. And we got more flags.
Having a hard time finishing this one out. Picking it up.
Kansas, yeah, this is their final timeout. So all the timeouts will be burned by the Kansas All-Stars, who led at halftime, but Missouri, a nice comeback, started on a nice kickoff return by Rajon Hill from Staley. It was a 12-6 ball game, and they were able to push it in for a 5-yard touchdown pass to Avery. 13-12, and then nice pounding, rushing, dominated drive. Good runs by Keller. And Nosa Ohamnu of Center High School kept it from 17 yards.
Patience, burst, and physicality all in one play.
From the 10-yard line, after Kansas used their final timeout, it'll be second down and goal. Zayden Holt wrapped up from behind. Nice play there by Callahan, the Baldwin linebacker. Keller a jog over to talk to the coaches before he dials it up on third down and goal to go from the 11. Missouri in no hurry. Looks like they're going to bump the series to 15-13 Show Me State and end Kansas's 2-game win streak. And they'll take a knee and get more penalty flags. It's a delay of game penalty on the Missouri All-Stars. So they did not snap it in time to take the knee, and were penalized 5 yards. Back to the 17-yard line for third down and goal. And there is the victory formation for the Missouri All-Stars. Once again down 12-6 as it's Gatorade bath time for on a hot night like this. I think Leon Douglas will say, I'll take it.
That is a smile. Oh, he got him with another one. Gonna have to get a new headset, maybe. That is a smile.
It's a good victory for the Missouri All-Stars.
It's a grind of a week. Everybody wants to do this. It's a tough week. Everybody puts something into this, and to get the win makes it that much better.
Your final score, 20-12. The Missouri All-Stars come from 12-6 down in the third quarter and rally to win here in Northtown. And they end Kansas's 2-game win streak and now lead the series at 15-13. And we're back with the Hy-Vee post-game wrap-up. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here on Spectrum Sports. Hy-Vee scoring by quarters in a big second half of the Missouri All-Stars as they win it, Dion, 20-12, and big kickoff return, started running the football, and they get the W and end the Kansas 2-game win streak.
Well, yeah, they found something there in that fourth quarter offensively, and they hadn't really done much at all. Cole Keller really kind of stabilized that, and they were able to run the ball, hit a few big passes, and got things going. But the league changed hand a couple times in this game. Both teams played well and had their moments, and even with a lot of turnovers and penalties, it was an exciting game to watch.
Special thanks to all the folks at the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association, our game coaches, the winner tonight, Leon Douglas from the Missouri side, and Tom Radke from the Kansas All-Stars. Our producer, Joe Novacek, for Dion Clisso and our entire Spectrum Sports broadcasting crew. Kevin White saying so long from the 2021 BUnion.com Kansas versus Missouri High School All-Star football game. Our final once again, the Show Me State is victorious 20-12 as we say goodnight from Northtown.